Howdy, howdy, howdy. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Oh, what's left of it, that is. Well, I've been busy. Yeah, I've been busy making videos and, well, trying to prepare for today's live stream and failing miserably. But we're here now. And I got Wally over there, keeping guard, that he is. He's making sure we keep on the straight and narrow. And that I don't do a runner. No, just gonna make sure I got audio. Well, and there, well, streaming, fading. Oh, I got audio. Oh God, I thought that happened again. No. Well, there's some interesting articles today which I want to share with you, but also there's been some shit as well, isn't there? You know, it's kind of Brexit for you, I suppose, and. Nobody seems to be able to make head and tail of it, what we're supposed to make of Brexit, because, well, there ain't no benefits, is there? No. No, a whole load of numpties. They thought it was a good idea, didn't they? They did, yeah, a whole bunch of...
Kipper!
But they are. They can't help. No, it's all about education, you see. Yeah, they didn't have any. And if they did, they didn't know what to do with it. As it seems. No. Oh, dear. Well, there you go. Now, a few people have profited from this Brexit, haven't they? They made quite a bit of wonga that they had, just like they did out of, you know, the PPA contracts and stuff. And I just noticed something. My lens hood is covering the corner of my screen, and it's irritating me. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Anyway, but first, before I carry on, I want to see who we got here. Shall we see who we got here? I think we should. Oh, there we are. Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. Well, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Oh, there we are. Oh, okay. There we go. Right, who we got here anyway? Who we got? Very cute. I saw that. I got that, mate. Cheers for that. I might include them tonight. But if not, I'll definitely be making a video then. That's very interesting. Thank you. Malnutrition stalks our children, says Verity Q. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Ain't stalking. Yeah, it's not stalking me. No. No, God, I got to do something about that. I'll tell you what. Every time I look down, it's looking smaller. By the minute. It's getting concerning, it is. Hello, Billy Kirkshaw. Hope you're well. Oh, Kershaw. I find myself sober tonight. Don't. Oh, that's a silly thing to do. Don't do that. No. We can't have sober. And I'll get out of the way. So, silly microphone. Stay there. Yeah. I got some wine. I ran out of beer. I have. I need to get some beer. But for now, I got wine. It's not a great idea because it just clean my teeth. Oh, my, get it out. Oh, blimey. And Derek Moore already. Hello there, my friend. I hope you're well. Irish MEP, married MC McGuinness, will be a household name in Little Britain before the middle of 2025, maybe. Could be. Hello, Vertigo, says Joel. Got Joel, Gingercraft, Derek, already, and and me. And our lass and her 4-year-old granddaughter went blackberry picking and came back with 2 pounds, 1 kilo of the biggest blackberries I've ever seen. As big as a 10-pence piece. Well, we do have some big blackberries here, but they're a this variety. But our actual wild ones are quite small at the moment. It's been so hot. Hello, Gingers. I hope you're well. Hope your passport's in order. And Casper Northerner. And Margaret Clark. Hello there. To you too. And I also got here. Oh, we got Spixie Cat. I from the Netherlands. You know, Holland. Oh. And something from New Zealand, it seems. Oh, Alan Payne. Hello, Alan. Hope you're well. Are you happy sending us all your meat? Our farmers aren't. No. Hello, Thomas. I hope you're well. And Mark's biggest fan. Oh, a simple answer to the title. Yes, but not with logic. No. Everything's gone a little bit pear-shaped, can you? Can you change a Brexit state of mind? Well, I saw this article it's quite a long article, so I might not do it all, because there's other things I want to cover as well, but Because Adam Possum's been talking as well. You know, the economist. He used to be in the Bank of England, he did, yeah. And now he works for the Peterson Institute. Well, he did an article in the Statesman. He did, yeah. I got it here, so I might share that with you. And, well, other stuff as well that's going on, quite frankly, you know. Yeah, it's all gone to pot, really, isn't it? Don't you think? Yeah, looks, according to this article over here, where it says here, let's stop kidding ourselves. We're a rich nation. Yeah, let's stop kidding ourselves that we're a rich nation and get real. The UK's gone bust. It's a bit concerning. It is. Hello, Vendetta, hope you're well. Oh, it's been a while, says Vendetta. That it is. I was on Mark's live stream earlier from, and, you know, only in the chat, might have you. Listen to what he had to say. Mark from outside Views. German geezer, you know. He's a really nice bloke, he is. I've spoken to him a few times in the past. But I didn't watch any of his videos for a while, so I thought I'd just have a look, what have you, and, you know, it's like you're sort of like doing something mundane, like cutting the flipping grass. Oh, so much of it. Anyway, I was cutting the grass. Oh, I'll check them out. I got the headphones on and that, you know. Got my noise-cancelling headphones. Yeah. They're very handy with the kids about. That there was. So, yeah, they're all gone back to the UK now. So I had them on and that and listening to Mark and his live stream. And, yeah, it was quite interesting, I suppose. Until he sat talking about football. And that was, he lost me at that point. I was off. I just got no interest in football. No, that Harvey geezer, whatever. I don't know what's going on there. I've got no interest in it. No. Poland will soon pass the UK economically, yeah. Although Poland looks like they're going to be doing a referendum soon about the refugees. Well, I don't know how that'll pan out. How do people feel about refugees to do a referendum? Because, you know, it's all about scaremongering, isn't it? You know, it's all, you know, they'll take your jobs and your women. But they are, you know how it goes. Do we have any audio there? That was the wrong one. I'm all messed up, I am. Oh, crikey, what's going on over here then? Let's have a look at this. Alright, I've taken all your jobs. Oh, it's that one.
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
Are messed up. I ain't done it yet. I'm too busy. I have. Excuse-moi. Oh, and Nick right out of there. Not a rich country. 285 million, millionaires. Lots of new, fresh millionaires as well, as a result of the PPE contracts. Michelle Mone, and, well, I know she's already a very rich woman, but what about Dido Hardon? What about her? What's happened to that 37 billion? No one's come clean about that yet. You know, what do we get for the money? I don't know. Do you? Yeah, the kids are gone home. Well done. Sleep must beckon. Yeah, it's a bit like that, I'll tell you. They're chalk and cheese. They really are. You've met little Grace, and she's such a lovely little girl. And she's really, she's easy to love. Do you know what I mean? And the other ones they are loving her right, but God, full on, tired me out. It really did tire me out, and they are full on. And it's annoying things like when you walk past, they stick their feet out. Like it's like they're trying to trip you up. Yeah, they're like these little anomalies that are there to cause trouble. Yeah, I'm talking about Tochi and Nana, but can't really say about Boosie's little baby. Really, he up and he pooks up. I'm sure that was on purpose and all. Yeah, pooped up was on a live stream. How about that, eh? Gosh, I've been better. Oh, I get it out. There you go. There he is. That was great. Come on, load up. Look what we got.
This is my brother. Say hi to my brother. This is my brother.
How often do you get this? You watch this. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, and he did it again. Oh, blind.
I told you that would happen.
So what do you do?
You
When
say
that happens,
that.
you do a
I'm
live
sick
stream.
everywhere.
It happens easy.
I don't make up so much salt.
And little Gracie got a book, her flag book. She did. I ordered one off at Amazon for her, and she got that within a couple of days. She just took it home with her now. That was quite good, actually. It had a whole collar in it. Yeah, it's kids' flag book, but it had every single flag in it. And it's actually really, really quite cool. She was fascinated by it, so thanks for that. Oh, cheers, buddy. I give you a £5 to change to dark mode like a sane person. Only psychopaths use light mode. Oh, okay, how do I do that? Yeah, how do I do that? Only psychopaths use dark light mode. Do you know why I do that? Well, I do that. I'm in the settings somewhere, I suppose. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm just trying to find how I do this. How I do this. Settings. Info cards. Not there. It's not there. Advanced settings. It's not there. Applications. Oh my giddy aunt. I can't see it. I can't see you do that. How do you change to dark mode then? It's not a popular request. I don't want that bit. Let's go back to YouTube. Go back to there. Go back to my channel. Oh, blimey, what have you done to me? Caused me all sorts of grief. Let's get back in there. There we are. Oh, hang on, the settings are there. No, that's the wrong one. Alright, Eric. Alright, there we go. Oh, did you? Oh, nice one. I had a birthday party this afternoon, says Mark's biggest fan. 4 nieces under 10, and they ran me ragged. They do have a habit of doing that, don't they? The little devils. Light mode turns my eyes, so I'm in the dark. Oh, I see. Hurts my eyes. Okay, how do I change it over, though? Where do I do that? I'm looking, but I can't see. I can't see. Right, you know, if you can tell me how to do it. Oh, I see. Click the avatar. My avatar. Scroll down to appearance. Where's appearance? Appearance. Ah, I found it. Dark theme, done. There you go. Are you happy now? Well, you will be when you can see it. So let's go back into... I haven't got it on yet. That's me. Oh, yeah, that is a lot better, isn't it? And also, I ain't got that bright light shining in my glasses either then. So, to be fair, I normally do that. I've done it on my other computer. Right, there we go. Alright. And which means I've got that on there. Don't want that one up there. So now we need to change... Oh, crikey. The work you're giving me to do. Blimey. No, not that one. That one, okay. We're going to swap that over there. How's that? Is that better? Alright, we're now in dark mode. Are you satisfied? Blimey, the things you get me to do. Oh. Right, anyway, I need to get into what I'm doing, don't I? And also, I need to let the dog in. There's a scratching at the door, he is. Blimey. What have we got in there now? We've got Pandora. Oh, no, sorry, Pandora. No, Pandora. She might come in a minute. Alright, we've got Sebastian. So, okay. Benji going to pester me. Oh, there you go, Bear. I'm a Wally. He didn't even see it. He didn't even see it. It went right over his head. Oh my giddy aunt. I've got back. Is he going to find it? So he ain't too bright these days. He's going to have 2 now, isn't he? Oh, crikey, I'll give him another one. Anyway, only tiny. They're only tiny. Okay, so where are we? Yeah. Okay, are you happy now? Mark's the biggest fan. And Ginger's giraffe. bring that down there. Okay. Perfect, says Mark's biggest fan. Brexitania. Hello, Bernard. Hope you're well. Kool-Aid. No, that's worse. That's just Kool-Aid. I can't keep everybody happy. Oh, dear, what am I going to do? This microphone's always in my way. Push it back a bit. That's might be a better idea. Let's put it up there. All the way down there. That's it. That's better. Right, so let's bring that over higher a bit. That's it. That's a bit better. Anyway, so oh guys, I can't keep everyone happy. I can't. No. Hello, some kid. Hope you're well. Hi, the Waddy Crow. Oh, and Chris Murphy. Hi, the eye. And Ezra Steinberg. Oh, we love the man in there. I go, oh, thank you. Well, and Bertie Coo. Do. Oh, you were there earlier. Yeah, you give me some, some articles that happen to be in the Guardian. Just think about an academic point of view. Ooh, Bertie Coo. So it's not. Okie dokie. Anyway. Oh, dear. After that, pop the request. So, we've got 46 people here at the minute. And it's very nice to have you here. Crikey, that was a bit of a slow start. 17 minutes in already, and I ain't done anything. Blimey. Oh my Gideon. What the hell am I like? Anyway. Can Brexit change its state of mind? Oh, dear. Let's move it over here a bit. Let's bring it over here, so that's better. What happens to be in the Guardian, as you can probably see for yourself. Oh, look, that's the Guardian. And it is. Well, can Brexit change? Can you change a Brexit state of mind? I don't know if you can. I kind of think people have kind of gone down that old rabbit warren now, and are they ever going to change it? I don't know. Will they ever change it? Well, actually, to be fair, many of them are. But, they're saying now that it's not the Brexit I voted for. 59% saying that they would vote Remain. But that's too late now. The damage is done. So we're stuck with it, aren't we? So if departing the EU has failed to deliver, why is the UK still so divided? Now, this is 7 years on, isn't it? 7 years on. So we asked behavioural psychologists, brain doctors, if cognitive dissonance, quick, I took that before, cognitive dissonance, Dunning-Kruger effect and all that lot, can be overcome. Tribalism and all that. Yeah, that's what I'd say. It's definitely tribalism and footballification. You know what James O'Brien would say? That's what he would say, isn't it? Yeah. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger. Shall we make it a bit bigger? So we can actually read that a bit better. There you go. Yeah, if you want to read along, Jack and Ori style. Well, one of the most significant political events of the past few months, it seems to be that it wasn't strictly a bit politics at all, but an emotional catch and quaver in the voice of a politician. Well, the politician was a Conservative MP, Steve Baker. Oh dear, I remember him. Oh, crikey. And the sudden sob. I didn't get my way, so now I'll have to backtrack and pretend that I'm upset and I've got mental health issues. And the sudden sob in his throat came about during a TV interview about the efforts to resolve the Northern Ireland Protocol. Oh dear. Well, he's a plonker. But and what did he have to say? Well, poor old Steve Baker. Oh dear. He said a couple of things, actually. He said, well, back in... Oh, crikey. Oh, it was last year, wasn't it? It was last year or the year before. Can't remember. Oh, no, this was like when Boris Johnson came up with the Northern Ireland Protocol and sorted all that out. He said this. Yeah. He was struggling, he was. Yeah.
7 years of this cost me my mental health. The beard, the jewellery is about me, my recovery. In November 21, I had a major mental health crisis, anxiety and depression. I couldn't go on. People couldn't tell. I made a big keynote speech in the afternoon. But make no mistake, holding these tigers by the tail.
These tigers by the tail?
COVID recovery group, net zero scrutiny group, the tax stuff we did with Conservative Way Forward took its toll. We're all only human. And the way I've led rebellions, no one should have to do. And this is an important moment for me personally, because I can authentically say, he's done it. If only everybody will read the text think seriously about what an amazing achievement this is. What an incredible opportunity it provides for the people of Northern Ireland, and actually for the whole of Europe to move beyond this awful populism we've suffered.
Oh, no, yeah.
Just be sensible and grown up.
Oh, grown
do the
up,
right thing
yeah,
by
yeah.
1.9 million people. And
Oh, yeah.
the ripple effects for everybody else. You bet I'm emotional, because this bookends a 7-year chapter of my
Oh,
life,
it's bookend.
which I will be
He's a
glad to
bookend.
close.
Oh, yeah.
Kipper!
That's what it is. But what did he say a little bit later on? Oh, I wonder. Okay. Oh, he said this.
So really, both of them should be backing the Windsor framework today. And what I would say is they're both better than this. We've reached this point thanks to Liz Truss setting the process in train. And today's measures are better, of course, than the protocol that Boris Johnson put in place.
What? He just said it was wonderful a minute ago. And he said it's like bookends. Yeah, he said bookends, and now he's saying it's shit. That's what he's doing. What a blonker. Have you put away your little tiny violin yet? Because I didn't know where I need to continue or you need to finish. Tiny violin. Yeah. Yeah, nothing saucy. No. Well. Oh! I didn't want that one. I want that one. There we go. So. Blimey. I need my... where's it gone again? I keep losing my pop outfit. What's it? Here it is. Well, no, it's not. That's not there either. I keep losing stuff. Where's it gone? Where it is? Ah, Jim, there we go. Right. Marcus, you sounded like Farriman, says Vincent Brennan. Oh, they're in. Ooh, well, yes, and the best Oscar. Yes, the chinless. Brexit. Hard man, Steve Baker. Brexit, oh, crikey. Oh, dear. Here comes Alistair Kerr. Alistair Kerr's got his violins out there, yes. You can't change a mind that is incapable of thinking. Well, knowledge is one thing, but you got to know what you got to do with it. You got to be able to use it. Yeah, it's like a tool. It's like having a screwdriver. Know what to do with it. I don't think these lot know what to do with a screwdriver. It's like having the nail and just staring at it. What do I do with that? Well, you got to get a hammer. Well. It's like someone. Crikey! It's like someone who smashed a hammer into their nuts at full speed and wonder why it's been 7 hours and it still hurts. Yeah, because it's all. Oh yeah. Well, there you go. Hello, Lefty Boat. Hope you well. Yeah. I can't lie. I really enjoying saying "I told you so." So am I. I even made. Well. A little sign. Yeah, where is it that way? There we go. There. I told you so. Yeah. I made that a long time ago. Probably, 2 years, maybe 3 years ago. It was so flippin' obvious back then. Everything was falling apart, wasn't it, Oh, we're 7 years on now from Brexit, and it's, well, none of us are seeing any Brexit benefits. No, I don't see any. Well, they are in the EU, I must say, yeah. People in the EU, they're doing quite well out of Brexit. Banks are doing quite well out of Brexit, Insurance companies do well out of Brexit. Even the car manufacturers, such as, the Grenadier, for instance. He's a Brexiter. He's doing quite well, actually, with his Grenadier. Well, unfortunately for us lot, though, who don't want Brexit. We hate Brexit because it's a crock of poop, and we're left with a whole pile of crap, you could say. Well, there it was, old Steve Baker, wasn't he? Yeah, as you can recall, one of the most strident voices in the Brexit argument. They like to call themselves the Spartans, and the ERG, the European Research Group that researched Baker Roll, otherwise we wouldn't have Brexit in the first place. Well, it was one of the most strident voices in the Brexit argument, and a leader of the Tory European Research Group, the ERG, which frustrated Theresa May's efforts to find a compromise deal with the EU. The whole thing's compromise. It's not just compromise. This deal was mitigation. It's all it's mitigation. It's about sticky plasters. Oh my God! What have we done? How can we soften the blow? Blimey. But still, it's a crock of poo. Well. The sob in his voice and the tears in his eyes prefaced a short, heartfelt confession about the extreme private stress Yeah, that those Brexit machinations and subsequent arguments over COVID lockdown had caused him. Oh, yeah. Well, speaking frequently to the Times, Baker expanded on that state of mind. I felt absolutely worthless, he said. Because you are. I felt repugnant. Yes, you are. I felt hateful. Yes, you are. To blame for all those troubles that we had. Absolutely without any joy, he says. We're not supposed to have joy if you're hurting and painful and what have you. Well, anyway, he said it was mental torment. I'll tell you, he was mental flipping torment. Him and that little short geezer, little, oh, crikey. What is his name again? He's quite insignificant. Oh, yeah, Francois, him. Oh, blimey. Some people call him Penfold. Well, Mark Francois, oh my giddy aunt. Oh, so he says he felt repugnant, and he was. He says he's, well, in a constant state of panic attacks and anxiety. Do you know what? If it was anyone else, I think, oh my God, poor bugger. But not this geezer. No. Doing what they did and the damage that they've caused and prolonging the damage, making the damage deeper than it needed to be, is down to them. We might have had a softer Brexit if it wasn't for them. We're heading that way now, to be fair. Under Richie Sunak, he's pretty much the Brino. Brexit in name only. Well, matters came to the head in November 2021 at the weekly prayer group. Oh, that Baker, a Christian, attended in Westminster. Oh, cool. I suddenly just started crying, he recalled. I couldn't control it, he said. I couldn't speak. I was just clutching myself, sobbing my heart out. One of the reasons that he was opening up about that now, he said, was that I'm very conscious that there's lots of people out there who blame me for their misery. Yeah, it's called Brexit. Oh, this is like Brexit regret. That's like these people keep buying these houses in Italy, for instance, and now they find they can't live in them. And yet they vote for Brexit. Oh, I don't think it's going to hurt me, no, because we're special, we're British, Yeah. But it's an unfortunate thing. On this question of leave and remain, he says that leaving has caused a great deal of anxiety and anger and depression for a lot of people, he says. This is real Brexit regret, this is. Yeah, he's had a breakdown, it looks like. But being in the EU has caused a lot of anxiety and anger and depression for people too. What? No? Are you angry? Or I am now. Was I before? No. Not at all. I just let you in and now you want to go out again. Oh, giddy aunt. What's he like, Sebastian, for you? So, Baker's courageous candour. Oh, courageous. Well, was significant in our national conversation, it seemed to me. For a couple of reasons. For one thing, that the outpouring was, to my knowledge, the only public occasion on which a leading Brexiter had owned up to the pain of doubt and anguish that the referendum... What noises are you making? He's going. And doubt and anguish that the referendum has... Oh, crikey, Sebastian! He's going... Aren't you? Oh. What are you trying to tell me? Open the door. That's what you want me to do. Ow. Oh, while he's sleeping. Oh, wait. While he's sleeping. Oh. You can stop now. No, probably not. Well, anyway, where were we? So, it was also a very telling illustration of truism about the whole ongoing cataclysm. That, though the vote obviously had fundamentally real-world consequences for our economy and our economics, it was arguably best understood as the psychological rather a political movement. Blimey, that's a bit deep. Well, I'm just going to let my dog out. Just a second. You were going something. Oh, what is he like? So from the outset, the headline writers recognised that the amplified and internalised crises behind the politics in references to what Brexhaustion, Strex, anxiety, and Brexistential crisis and the referendum result, and now. And it also remains, obviously, act as a visceral self-harm, because it is. In the day after the result, The Guardian reported that the therapists everywhere were expressing shockingly elevated levels of anxiety and despair, with mental health referrals to, mushroom. More of them. More. And I've been doing a bit of research recently regarding suicide rates in the UK. It's not looking good, you know, especially amongst men. They're the worst offenders, and it's rising as they doubled in agriculture. I wonder why that is. So, and there was a clear spike in the prescription of antidepressants, and by January 2019, the YouGov survey found that 2/3 of British adults were either fairly unhappy or very unhappy because Brexit, and 1/3 of the leavers were, well, in the latter category. Oh, blimey, let's get back into the chat. Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying? Oh, what are you saying? Blimey. Mellow there. Love the day all the kids were protesting, telling Theresa May to go F off, and she still did not get the memo. No. She's the same old UK politician traitor, and it stinks of Brexit turd state of mind. God, I love to play on words. Well, hello, number 3. See there, my friend? Hi, people. Who welcomed me? I'm being lazy. Well, sometimes it's not easy. Blah, 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 blah. You know, you acknowledge everybody. Sometimes you've got other things you're doing as well, as you know. Lovely to have you here, my friend. Quite honestly, I got a notification there of one of your videos, so I'll watch it later. Quite honestly, I don't give a toss about any mental torment these Brexiters may be going through. After the stress and torment they have caused our country and the rest of us, most definitely. And it's kind of a bit how I feel. I wish I didn't, in many ways, because like in that video I did about hate and what have you, and how I feel about it in some ways, and how other people feel about it, I suppose. But I can't. I'd love to be able to forgive and forget, but I really can't. I really can't. It's just. I do try to remove myself sometimes. You know, if I feel in like a conversation, even if it's online or what have you, recently I've been sort of stepping back a little bit. I say, does this affect me? No, I'm off. You know, you could be the old keyboard warrior for so long until your head starts exploding. I think that's what's happened to me. One minute I'm up there, next minute I'm down there, next minute I'm up there, then I'm down there, and it's an emotional roller coaster, you know. And sometimes it's not easy to deal with in your head and sort of like to get a clear state of mind. And it's just, well, it's Brexit for you, isn't it? You know, it's just how it is, I suppose. And I've recently been doing some different types of videos, and like the one I did on hate, and the one I uploaded this morning is literally just me sitting in front of just talking to the camera, basically, about stuff that I've been, pondering about. And I'm hoping I can improve on them, what have you, but been quite enjoying doing them, because obviously it's just, you just like blurting, really, just getting the stuff out of your head. So about different topics, obviously, it's not just blurting any old random stuff, but that's the point. Oh, sorry, just popped out for a smoke, says Billy. Oh, don't do it. Get yourself an e-cigarette or something, I don't know. Hello, Dr. Davies. Good, Charlie impression. And Top Smoke. Steve Baker, what a Tory dangleberry. He is. Liberate time. Just making sure you get done already. Oh dear. I did see something about Steve Barclay wanting to have some conversations or something about the waiting times up north. So is that what he's saying? Is it? He's saying the Tories now want to privatise Scotland and Wales NHS. He's saying that I did see something about him going on about waiting times. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't stand that, man. Can you remember when that little old woman is standing outside the hospital and there's all the ambulances going up, and that little old dare come up to him while he was on camera and give a right old thrashing she did. But to get handbag and start bashing him. But he was patronising. It was really patronising. But she owned him. Made him look like a right old Dangleberry. I've got this one here. Steve Barclay is open to requests for Scottish. Oh, hang on. Steve Barclay open to Scottish and Welsh NHS parents requesting care in England. How's that going to work when we've got waiting lists in the UK as well? Let me show you. There you go. Let's put that over here. I'll just put it on to that. I'll tag it on the end there. There we go. Steve Barclay open to Scottish and Welsh NHS patients requesting care in England. So England's health secretary says devolved administrations have worse backlogs, which they robustly dispute. I haven't looked at the figures, so I can't comment on that. But they did get a deal, didn't they? You know, regarding pay. Yeah, they didn't get everything they wanted, but it was about restoring over a period of time, and they accepted it. But not in England, no. So Welsh and Scottish patients who are waiting for treatment on lengthy NHS lists could request care on the health service in England. Is this what you're referring to, Mark's biggest fan? You are one of the lucky ones, old shorts. You still have family in the UK. Yeah, I know, mate. I do feel fortunate, I have to admit. And I live in a very beautiful place. It's a very pretty area of France. It's it's very it's agricultural, but it's very natural here, and very rural. And I got a nice house. I'm broke all the flipping time, but I got a nice house. But I suppose what you do what happens when you start trying to do YouTube, I suppose. And Brexit destroys your business, because it pretty much did destroy my business, like many others. Oh, by the way, I don't know if he's here tonight, but I did. I got a sponsor, sort of a sponsor, anyway, a sponsor. But somebody sent me a bottle of gin, a bottle of their own gin in the limousine. So I'll show you when I get it. I might do the unboxing in a live. He's posted it because I got a notification saying it's been posted, but it's Finn's just called Le Gin, I think it's called. Yeah, or something anyway. We'll see. I'm not going to say no, am I? Definitely not. It's gin. Blimey. Got to get your juniper berries. It's healthy, you see. Yeah, berries, it's made fruit, you see, so it's healthy for you. Well, you're one of the lucky ones, Marcus. Yeah, I do feel that sometimes. I do live in a very lovely place, and it's and do you know one of the things I really like? I do get stressed, as I've been quite sort of hard on the sleeve with you before about it, and I do get stressed about stuff, and I worry about stuff. I can't help it. It's just who I am. I'm a bit natural born warrior, and probably get that from my mother. Really, she's suffer a lot of stress and having psoriasis on her knees and stuff like that because she's always stressy. My dad didn't help, I must say, and but I do worry about stuff, and sometimes I just take myself out of that then situation. I was just going to sit in the garden somewhere and just breathe. Because when you're doing this, you're constantly following news and just everything. Basically, it's constantly following. It can get you down, It really can. And it gets on top of you. Because everything seems it's kind of shit. It really is. And it's kind of why I kind of laugh about it sometimes, because it's just a way of trying to hold myself up a little bit higher so I don't get up in the old doldrums and stuff. So it just I'm very fortunate that I can get away from it, and I do feel for those who can't. Now, it's like my daughter, Yasmin, and she's got 4 kids. Another half. I mean, a relatively small house. And it's manic, but you can't get away from it. You can't get away from the noise and the kids messing about and stuff, or crying or whatever. And you just can't. I've had 3 weeks of it. I know what it's like. And I've got a big house, and it's got blimey, she's got a relatively small home. So it is stressful, But there again, I brought up 6 kids in a relatively small home, but I have to admit, mine, we were as parents, we were disciplined but fun, if you know what I mean. So we wouldn't put up with any shit, but we'd go kite flying, mess about with the kids, have fun with them and stuff like that, do all the good stuff, And they understand you had that kind of I'd put it. They were mellow anyway. They were mellow because we had a banter going on there, and it's like our garden went onto the playing field. When it snowed, what have you, I'd get the tractor out and stick the sledge on the back of the tractor, and I'd be turning around the field, around between the goalposts and stuff like that on the old playing field. And they loved it. And it's that sort of stuff. We would take down How Hill and we'd go and fly kites down there, or I'll take my gliders down there and we'll fly our glider down the hill or something, just to mess about with them. And they loved it, often went to the beach and all the sort of things you're supposed to do as a parent. And that gives you that engagement and that bond. And the thing that I really worry these days is that, especially with my family, my kids, is that responsibility to bring in the wonga, bring in the money, and they've got both parents working. They can't afford any time for the children. And they're working like crazy, so they afford the childcare, because they can't look after the children because they're at work. And it's just like, oh my God, it's a rat race. It's such a rat race. My eldest son, he doesn't do too bad. He earns good money, and he's very, for a lad who's quite frank, I thought, oh my God, he's never going to get it together. No, everything is like, dot the I's, cross the T's. Everything's in order. He plans everything. He planned all the way through to having a child, and nothing was accident. That was all planned. A bit too much, almost like an obsession. But it's panned out for him. He's got all his ducks in a row. He knows what he wants, and he's got a lovely little family. He's got one child, not four like your husband, but he's got one child. So obviously, dance that easier, and it kind of shows. Because he hasn't, although they both work, although Lisa doesn't work full-time, then she works part-time, Wayne, works full-time, but they do have time, they make time for their daughter. And it shows, it really shows. Now, where's my husband and her 4 children? She makes a huge amount of time, she don't have no time for her either, she's stressed all the time, everything's stressful. And we've got the 2 of them, especially one, is... very, how to put it, mischievous, very noisy, very playful, what have you, which is lovely in many ways, but it's also very hard to manage your life. And I could just say, my God, I could get bigger and stronger and even more problematic. Whereas, I don't know what I'll say I've gone wrong, because they're not bad kids, don't get me wrong, they're lovely kids. They all are. But there's a certain lack of discipline there, if you know what I mean. And some of it's because my daughter, she's exhausted. And we take on too much in life and put too much pressure on ourselves in life, whether it be in the family or whether it be just in work and what have you, just to keep people happy all the time. And you know what it is? The more you give, the more they expect. Yeah, in the workplace that is, or even in relationships. It's really pull you down. It really pull you down because, it's not an endless supply of energy, is it? It can really get you after a while. So anyway, I've gone a bit off track there, haven't I? So anyway, let's have a look in the chat. Here we go. So did I see some super chats? I think I did. Alistair Miller there. England has higher waiting lists than Scotland and Wales. I thought as much. So Steve Barkley's going over there. Do you know what? Why is it though? Because I can't remember her name though. Oh, who's that Scottish MP who's always got a little bit of dye in her hair? Oh, she's quite often in the select committees and what have you. Anyway, she confronted them over that a while back now, if I remember rightly, and crikey, she knew exactly what she also had a Kemi Banner. She's really screwed, clued up there, and she had Kemi Bannerdock by the old ghoulies as well, even though she ain't got any, but Kemi Bannerdock. Oh, Badenoch, whatever the name is, about the menopause. God, Bennett. One day, she might have the menopause, and I hope she feels it. Yeah, I know my dear missus did. Oh, did I miss another one? I think I missed another one. Oh, Alistair, cheers, buddy. Oh, the waste monster want to take the NHS Scotland patients. Oh, waste monster. Of the waiting list, e.g. privatise NHS Scotland. Wales, it's bullcrap. Yeah. It's stupid. They never point out the fact that, in Scotland, you don't pay for your prescriptions like we don't here in France. It's all part of your education. You know? Scotland looks after its people, it seems to me. And also, don't forget, they are dealing with the same pot of money. And obviously the government just tries to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. So the Health and Social Care Act of 2012. I'll tell you there's another act, actually. It was the 1996 Disability Discrimination Act. I think it got finalised in 2004, 2006. And it's still... people still aren't complying with it. And, like access into buildings and stuff like that. There's loads of places. Here, we had, there was a restaurant here in Chalou, and it was a shame, actually, because it was a very good restaurant. There was an Indian restaurant. It got shut down because they couldn't have no access. There was no disability access. But the building didn't allow for it, so it's a bit of a shame, really. They didn't have a lot of choice. I don't really know how they could have done it. Because, in France, a lot of these old buildings, especially in rural areas and what have you, sort of rural towns, they're quite quirky buildings. They don't, they don't make a lot of logical sense, and getting disabled access into some of these buildings is almost an nigh impossibility. So so you keep going, Marcus. It's self-doubt that eventually kills us all, and you're thank you. A start in many of us. Oh, thank you. No, I'm gonna keep going. I know I have my whinges, whinies and stuff, and I stress about stuff sometimes, and it gets on top of me at times. It does. But you know what? You lot draw me back in, you do, you little buggers. Some of the comments I get are so heartwarming and positive. And I had one a while back. I did this little video about it, actually, where somebody was basically bedbound and stuck in their bedroom, and they hadn't been downstairs for 2 years. And he said that he looks forward to my videos every day and that sort of thing. And I thought, blimey. And you just kind of realise what you're doing is more than about what you're doing, and about having a bit of a laugh and stuff like that. It does actually affect people, and you don't realise it. It does. It's quite humbling. It really is. We need a bit of humbling, don't we, in this world? There we go. There's Billy Kirkshaw. Where's Billy Kirkshaw? What did he say? I voted out. Sorry, yes, I'm an idiot. More hate, please. Lots of people do, but you're here, mate. That's the thing. You come round. That's the important thing, isn't it? Eh? And it's unfortunately, some people never do. Some people they don't want to admit that they're wrong. Sometimes you just got to say sorry. Not just for other people, but for yourself. If you've done wrong, not just in Brexit and stuff, or whether you voted out or whatever. Sometimes you just got to say sorry and just hold your hands up. When if you made a mistake. That's for everything. Got something stuck in my tooth now. Blimey. Mark Speaker's fan saying here, the Health and Social Care Act privatised the English NHS by the back door. And public spending on the English NHS included private providers. Labour didn't help with this, with PFI hospitals. If I'm referring to our hospital in Norwich, the University Hospital. It's such a shame. It's Servco. Yeah, Servco. Servco runs the car parks, which means, and the nurses have to pay car parking and all that sort of stuff. I think it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Why the hell the people that work? Why is the workers having to pay car parking fees at the hospital? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, where this hospital is located, it's not as though you're going to walk in. You've got no choice but come in by car. The bus does go that way as well, to be fair. But still, the old hospital. Yeah, you could get into the city, the old Norwich city, and walk into the hospital to work and what have you. But not this new one. It's out, it's on the outskirts of Norwich. It's stupid. It really is. There's no shame in being wrong. The shame comes not recognising that you are wrong, and and try to correct it. Yeah, most definitely, Joel. That's okay. Waste sponsor. I love that waste sponsor. Cheers for that, my friend. Let's just. Have I missed anybody? Did I miss anybody? Well, we went black, didn't we? I did that bit. Right, back in we go. Crikey, let's put that somewhere else. So I'm gonna put that over here because I keep accidentally covering it up. So let's put it on its own screen. There we go. It's on its own screen. Is that okay on there, or has it gone silly now? It's gone a bit silly in that. Why has it gone silly? Let me just that's better. Ah, dear me. Let's bring that down. Right. So, Derek already says the population of Scotland is 5.4 million in the 2019 census. Oh, oi! Oi, what? Oi! No, I watched a documentary on that village that was massacred near you. So sad. Glad there were survivors. Yeah, not many though. In fact, the last one's dead now, isn't he? And that's been left as a memorial. Yeah, I did a video on it, mate. I don't know if you saw it. It's on the channel. You just do a search for Orders of Fear. I went around there and did a video, a walk around video, sort of explaining about it. I quite enjoyed doing that actually. I've been there so many times. It's quite an airy place to go. The Oradal Saglen it's called. If you ever want to go there, if you come to France, it's definitely worth a visit. It's an eye opener. You know, kind of tells you how important Brexit is. Yeah, how damaging Brexit is as well. Poor Brexit, yeah, how damaging Brexit is. Get the worms out in a minute. James May made some gin. Oh, did he? Oh, flavoured with American mustard. Oh, it sounded delicious. Anyway, let's come down. Serco, not Serco. Serco is a range of well, it's French, isn't it? A French company, isn't it? It's a range of nationalised industries run by Winston Churchill's grandson. Oh, is it? Oh my goodness, what's his name? Is he one of the ones who got kicked out of the Tory party? You talking about that one? He used to be an MP. Oh crikey, what's his name? Oh crikey, I did know. It came. Oh, I got you. Oh, Ted Mark's biggest fan. Thanks for letting me know that. So it came after you came in my feed after I had watched your vid. I got you. Yeah, it's an interesting place. It really is. And it's they've had a bit of money recently, so they're doing a bit of renovation work, and just to keep the buildings, well, stop them from deteriorating anymore. Because obviously they've got no roofs on half these buildings, so they just, you know, the rain will wash out all the walls. Blair, Maggie, the Milk Snatchers, and the biggest achievement. Yep, it does. And shame Sir Kidstarver idolises him. Yeah. And there's been enough development from Sir Kidstarver. You know the ULEZ and what have you. It's now basically got a U-turn on, not necessarily the one in London, but any future low emission zones in the UK. It's not going to be in them, you know. That'll be probably in the manifesto or something stupid. It's just like it's turned into a Tory. I'm sorry, but if I do vote Labour, it'll be it's gonna be with regret. Like number 3, really. What he's saying, you know, vote Green. That's where I'd want to vote, but it would be a wasted vote where we are. I'm sure of it. And Broadland, if anyone know any better, the whole country is screwed. The planet is screwed. Brexit just fades into insignificance. It does when you look at the state of the planet and what's going on there with rising temperatures every flipping while sea temperatures killing off the kelp and the fish. There's areas that got so hot now in the sea, in the Atlantic, and you kind of think, well, how is this even possible? You know, it's killing stuff off. The fish. They can't regulate the temperatures like we can. You see, they rely on the water around them to regulate their temperature, because normally the water's always at the same temperature. You know, but it's not. It's getting, you know, warmer and warmer and warmer. Dot Smoke says, I voted Brexit in revenge for 2014. Knew exactly what I was doing, you bastard. We need Limerick now. We need Limerick about Top Smoke voting Brexit. House prices in Scotland are pretty sane outside the big cities. That's a valid point. You know where we are in France, house prices here are ridiculously low. I say it's just absolutely are, which means rents are low. You know, you can rent properties relatively cheap. You can get a 4-bedroom house, €300 to €400 where we are here a month. So, you know, what would that be? I mean, quite large. You know, in fact, I know there's one literally for rent in the hamlet, I bet, in Bury, and that is that is at €420. That is, and it's a large 4-bedroom house with lots of land, which you know, the neighbour looks after that. To be fair. Oh, gin reminds me of diesel. Horrible stuff. Oh, I loved it. I like gin. I do like gin. Hijacked by cake, apparently, says number 3. Anyway, there we come. The sea temperature rise is alarming. It is alarming. I think we're over that precipice now. You know, they said 10 years, didn't they? And every time they come back, it's speed up, it's speed up, it's speed up. I feel... I think we're at the point of non-return now. I think this is a case of mitigation now. It's just how do we prolong... You know, push back. So, you know, the inevitable. We're not going to do that until people wake up, though, are we? Oh, well done, Vendetta. So he's got a place for the Housing Association. Good news. Cheers, buddy. Letting us know. Hello, Jordy K. The sea temperature rise also affects the ability of seawater to hold carbon dioxide and also the salinity as well, which is affecting El Nino. Is it El Nino at the moment? El Nino. El Nino? Oh, God, I get those. Oh, God. Anyway, a hot band of water which cools the sea and warms the sea in different places around the world, from north to south. But yeah, it's very, very concerning. And you think about all the carbon dioxide that is contained within the polar ice caps, but not just that, toxins as well. What about all the potential viruses or bacteria that is being trapped in ice? Whoa, Gingers, really? A 2-bedroom apartment in my area? You must be so rich. $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. I've got to remember, I've got guests. $2,000 a month. That's nuts. That is a lot of money to find. That's $500 a week. Crikey. That's nuts. Maybe, Gingers, you'll stay here when you come to France, if it's possible. Oh, I forgot. You're a third country. Oh, so it's England, aren't they? The level of heat recorded this... hang on, that's interesting. This week is about the same as a hot tub in 2020. Oh, God. Study suggested that the highest temperatures observed was 99.7 Fahrenheit in the Persian Gulf. Blimey. Ben Riddings. Even all, we're impotent unless we join a club. I prefer the Blands on Mayfair. Oh, okay, let's go there. That's the same here. Okay. Oh, blimey, that's a lot of money, isn't that? That's a hell of a lot of money to find. Number 3 says, I'm waiting for the North American grain crops to fail. Then we might all wake up. That's a good point. But also, I don't remember last year, India's grain crops failed. They were hoping to export a huge amount, and in the end, they only had enough for themselves. And so India also, they've banned the export, I think it was of rice, or was it wheat? I can't remember that, but they banned the export anyway. I think it was rice, actually, of rice. And not all rice types, but, you know, some rice types, they banned the export to protect their own market. Yeah, so they can feed the people. They don't want another Winston Churchill, do they? No. So, Mark's biggest fan says, can get a 3-bedroom around £700 per calendar month in Scotland. Cheaper if you don't mind travel. That's not about 3-bedroom. It's not too bad. That's what's my daughter's telling me? There's about 900 in Norwich at the moment. So obviously depends where you go. More rural, it'll be cheaper. Vendetta, Vendetta saying there are flats in the centre of Leeds that are £2,000 per month. Is it me or is my camera froze? It looks like my camera froze. And I look so stupid. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just reset my camera. And it's still frozen. Okay, let's try again. Why is my camera frozen? Hang on, let's have a look at this. Is that frozen? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's deactivate and activate. Why is my camera frozen? That's weird. Ain't that weird? Why has that happened? Let's have another look. Oh, I'm gone. I'm back. Have I got to unplug it and plug it in again? Oh my god. These things, they're sent to try you, they are, aren't they? Remember where it's plugged into, don't I? Deactivate. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into... I'll go to our face scan. Activate. I might have to... Oh, hang on. And then go back into... That's nuts. Why is it doing that? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unplug and plug it in again. Okay, what's that? That's a first, isn't it? I can't find me hole. Where's me hole? What's it? Well, that's not... Oh, I'm back, and I'm upside down. Why am I upside... Oh, no, I'm back again. That's all gone skewy. I do apologise for that. My camera just went loopy-loo. Oh, dear. Crikey. I've still gone a bit loopy-loo. That's that bit. Right. Okay, we're back. Blimey. Do you know what? I got a new camera the other day for the shack. Because, you know, that's where your money's going. You know, give me, you know, help me get this kit there. I bought another camera. It wasn't too expensive, actually. I was, you know, I think it's probably the best camera I got. This one here is expensive. This one here, that's pricey. And the reason why I use webcams is because it just simplifies everything. You know, especially when you're doing live. But the one I got the other day, it's a 2K camera. And it was pretty good. I'm really impressed with it. But yeah, it's only got anchor work. Because there wasn't, well, that wasn't pricey at all. That's about €60. This thing, these ones are about 150, but the new versions are like €300 for a flipping webcam. Where are we? Where are we? Anyway, I'll get back to what I'm doing, man. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. Oh, let's stretch. Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, that was interesting. Thanks for that. So it looks like yeah. In Wales, more than 73,000 people are waiting over 70... This is all bollocks. In England, waiting times for patients over 78 weeks have been virtually eliminated. Really? Is that what... That's in his statement, which is a lie. On Thursday, new figures revealed a record 7.6 million people in England were waiting for NHS treatment injury. Now, I know I use France as a reference point quite a lot, but yeah, we don't have much in the way of waiting lists. Generally speaking, you go to the doctor, you go to the hospital, and they book you in. You know, you know when you're gonna get treated. You're not waiting to find out when you're gonna get treated. No, they put the big diary in front of you. Is this date okay? And you say, oh, that's fine. Thank you very much. I'll see you then. A bit like that. Well, a week before you see the anaesthetist, but it's very much about prevention here. Very much so. So 400,000 people were waiting for treatment for heart conditions, and the British Heart Foundation said 37% had been waiting more than 18 weeks for care. A record 12,799 had been waiting more than a year for time-critical heart treatments. But also, I don't know if you've realised this, cancer treatments can be taken up to 7 months. That's just ridiculous. If you get if you get referred and you end up in the hospital here, they have to test to see whether or not oh yeah, by the way, you got cancer. You could actually be in the hospital, being treated, been operated on in a week. Within that first week, within a few days of actually finding out that you've got cancer. I know that for a fact, because that's exactly what happened to our friend who's got prostate cancer, and he's clear now. They dealt with it quickly. Okay, he's got problems, what have you, because they had to remove quite a bit of stuff. He had like chemo and what have you. He finds it hard to wee. stuff, but you know, he's live. If he wouldn't have been, you know, that would have you know, finished him off. Speed's the issue, isn't it? With anything like speed, prevention, really important. So where was he? Well, that one, done that one. That one. Where's that gone? Right. So can you change a Brexit state of mind? Right, first you've got to accept, haven't you? You've got to accept that Brexit has failed. And you can't fix it until you've accepted this as a problem. You just can't. You have to accept that it's, you know, what's the cause of all the grief that we're putting up with at the moment. And we have to realise that to deal with it, to mitigate it, to try and sort it out, or maybe return, yeah, in my dreams, we have to accept it. We have to accept what the cause is. We've got, you know, I don't think they're ready yet. Some are. But those with the power, those with the money behind them, those who put us in this position and brainwashed a whole load of numpties, told them it was a good idea. Unfortunately, they're still, apart from Steve Baker, they're still bashing that drum, aren't they? You know? And sometimes it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, one person I do follow, I find, is this geezer. See that little skinny guy in there behind the glass? That's Adam Possum, and he's done an article in the New Statesman, and basically it goes like this: Brexit is a trade war by the UK on itself. This was only yesterday, so they've got something in my teeth. Something annoying me. I've got one of them water pick things, you know, like water flosser. I might run off a minute and do it. I'm funny with my teeth. I hate it if they feel dirty. So the US economist and former Monetary Policy Committee member, he used to be in the Bank of England, on how Britain became so poor, where Labour is going wrong. Well, we know where Labour's going. It's not accepting that Brexit's a shit idea. And going down the old, crikey, make Brexit work. Oh my Gideon. Every time I hear that, I just want to cry. It just doesn't make any logical sense at all. And let's make that a little bit bigger. Ding. Adam Possum. Now, he did a very good... I've played this clip loads of times. I'm not going to play it again because I've done it so many times before. But Adam Possum, who's... I think it was in 2016, before the vote, he was, who was that for now? Oh, there's various people there, and including that American geezer. Anyway, he's talking about the damage Brexit was going to do to the country, and everything he said has come true. Everything is, you know, it's crap. Lefty Boat says, I know it's really sad. A lot of trans people are fleeing. Oh no, really? Is it because... Oh. You're talking about Florida, fleeing in Florida. And I have an appointment tomorrow morning to get myself on the waiting list. Well, good luck, my friend. I don't understand. What's the big deal about that? You know, as you read it, really? It's all... Hello, Nikon. I don't understand why people are so hung up about it. I really don't. I think some of it is just... because maybe it's something to do with get rid of that. Well, the media ain't helped us, and likes of GB News and all them lot, and crikey, who was it now? Oh, Habib. You know that Brexit geezer. He's going on about, oh crikey, he's gone about women can't have a penis and all that sort of thing. Oh crikey, it just don't get it, do they? Just don't get the point. Scotland, Margaret Clark, Scotland. Do you know what? I've only been to Scotland once. That was on my motorbike. At least you rode in and rode out again. No, because that's what happened to the road. It sort of did that. Welcome to Scotland. Bye. Emily Kirkshaw says, can you change a Brexit state of mind? Yes. I did it all by myself, says Billy. Well done, buddy. Yeah. To be fair, a lot of people were hoodwinked, weren't they? There are a lot of promises out there, and unless you can accept that the people that were telling you all these lies are lying, sovereignty was such an easy thing to sell, wasn't it? You know, make our own laws and control our own money and all that sort of stuff. It's such an easy sell. It really is. We know now, obviously, that it's a whole load of crap, wasn't it? It's a pot of shit. Crock of shit. That's it, crock of shit. Bottle. What one do you mean? Do you mean this one? No, can I do it? There you go. Was that kind of backhanded request? There you go. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there you are. Oh, look at him go. Oh, little chubby cheeks. He looks like me, you do. I do wonder you can get a kid that small, that big. Poor little player. That child abuse, that is. There you go on. Sorry I couldn't see your Snowflake show on Wednesday, but I was doing the airport run. I wasn't here. Oops! I accidentally. Okay. I wish the Scots would move the border a bit further south. That's a plan. You need to come back sometime, Marcus. Oh, I'm worried now, though. I'm worried because I'm worried now. If I come back, I might get arrested and end up in one of them detention centres, you know, for re-education. Because that's what Sunak's been threatening. Those who talk the country down, in his words. Yeah, that's how he'd see me, isn't it? I talk the country down. Yeah, he'd want to re-educate me. He might give me a lobotomy, he might drill my brain and let some of the pressure off. I might like it, I don't know. Well. Look away, Mad Mac, look away. He's not here. He was here earlier. Oh, it's Sunday's at work. He's probably at work, actually. Mad Monk's probably at work now. Luckily, most of the Knuckle Dragon Brexit Brigade think Hadrian's Wall is the border. I know. I'll be absolutely fair. I thought that had something to do with the border as well years and years ago. But there again, I woke up. I learned. No, Lefty Boater, take care. I'm going to have to disappear and I'll catch the rest. Yeah, you take care. Might catch you on Twitter or whatever. But don't let things get to you, have you, though? I know there's a lot of shit going on around the world, isn't there, you know, and just got to look after yourself, ain't you? You know? And if you can't look after if you don't look after yourself first, you're not going to be able to look after anybody else. So it has to start here first, you know, and it there. Really important. I tell that to my missus all the time because she's very much my God, am I extremely bright? Caroline, she's such a caring person, and she's always worrying about other people all the while. But before she worries or cares for herself, and I see it as a bit of an issue. I just tried to press that, nothing's happening. Why ain't nothing happening? Did it open up somewhere else? That's weird. I'm trying to configure the video, but it's not letting me. I'm having some video problems here today, aren't I? Tell you what I can do. I can do it another way. Let me go into the filters. I can add a filter. Colour correction, chroma key, okay. Now we can knock brightest down. Ooh, no, not that. Oh my God, that looks terrible now. Oh my God. Let's get what about the gamma? Oh my Gideon opacity. No, I don't want to disappear. Is that a bit weird? I look a bit weird now, no? Not that contrast down a bit. Oh, it's better, was it? It's not quite as... Oh, that'll do for now. Oh my God, that looks awful. I just messed that up. I made it even worse. Oh dear. So I'll go back and colour correction. So let's try the defaults. Actually, a bit bright, isn't it? That'll do. Close, that'll do. Oh my god. That's really contrasty. Okay, it's irritating me. Alright, let's go back into there. That contrast needs to go down a bit. I look weird. I look weird. Alright. Anyway, I have to do. Oh my god, look awful. Might have to get rid of that. Look better as it was, I think. Let's just get rid of that. It's a bit bright. Close. It's a bit bright, but at least the colour's a bit better. I could turn that light down a bit, couldn't I? Bear with me. It's irritating. I do apologise, but it's irritating. How's that? Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Hello, Wally. What, you decided to join us, have you? Oh. He's down there, he is. Look at him, little bugger. Right, do you want a treat? Means you decided to stick with us. What are you going to do? Oh, yes. There you go, boy. He's a lovely fella. Aren't you? Huh? Sleep out your eyes. Anyway, I've got to carry on what I'm doing, because I got a bit sidetracked again, haven't I? Terrible I am. I'm sort of losing the plot, I am. Right, there we go. So. Oh, yeah, Adam Possum. There he is. Yeah, this little skinny geezer. A bit like me. Is this kind of, got my physique. Yeah, that bit. Well, he's actually a really decent geezer, and he's flipping clued up. He's a bright spark, this one is. Well, so the British economy says has become a cautionary tale. Yeah, over the past year, and has recorded the highest inflation rate in the G7. Oh no, what do you mean? That don't make any sense. Rishi Sunak said, we're doing well now. You see, we're in a good footing now because we had 0.1%. Was it 0.3 or whatever it was growth? This was in the summer. You expect growth in the summer. Well, so inflation rate in the G7 and one of the lowest growth rates, and the government's debt interest payments will be the largest in the developed world in 2023. Well, is it 2.7 odd trillion debt? It's over 100% now, 101 or something percent of the GDP. So it's the largest in the developed world in 2023. 10.4% of revenue. Now, according to the ratings agency Fitch, the average British living standards are comparable to those of Alabama, one of the poorest US states. And what explains this malaise? Didn't somebody else say something like that? Something about the Mississippi? I think somebody said something about the Mississippi somewhere. What was that? Was that one? Yeah, so they did, didn't they? I'm sure they said something about the Mississippi. Anyway, where were we? So now one of those best placed to answer the question is obviously Adam Possum. And he's the president of the Peterson Institute for International Economics and a former external member of the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee. And the US economist's transatlantic experience gives him both, well, an inside and outside perspective on the British disease. Now, in a piece in the Financial Times in June, he argued that the UK should think like an emerging market. When we recently spoke via video call, I asked Possum, he's 57 years old, who resembles another transatlantic figure, Bill Bryson, and he meant by this comparison. Now, there are two ways in which it's meaningful. The first is that there is more instability in the overall macroeconomic regime right now, and there's been for a long time. I may not have liked the austerity programs of David Cameron and George Osborne, but it is clear it was a clear policy. Yeah, well, damage it's caused now. Crikey, everyone's striking. Well, the turnover in governments, trustonomics. Someone's got a girdle. oh yeah, by the way. Yeah, there you go.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Oh dear. Yeah, trustonomics and other bits of amateurism before the and since, and frankly, some of the communications out of the Bank of England. Remember, he was in the Bank of England. All make me think that the credibility of the regime is not as high as it was. Well, of course, Cortain certainly did not help on that one, did they? No. And the Bank of England governor used those bonds, didn't he? That he'd been buying with, printed money to borrow more money. But he also used those bonds to pull us out, about 20 billion worth, to pull us out of, trustonomics. Yeah, of course, Cortain, kamikaze Cortain, and his mini budget. Damage that was caused there. It's just so much nervousness in the markets. Now, while the UK is hardly unique in this regard, in the US we have had our ridiculous budget game, he says. Noted the Posson, it now has less room for error than many of its counterparts. You need that buffer zone, don't you? The same with any business. You have a pot of money there, just times get a bit hard. You need some movement. Now, the second aspect of which the UK should think like an emerging market, he added, is taking seriously the need for structural reform. Now, all the G7 countries had a slowdown in the productivity growth in the 2000s, but the UK has seen this persistent, substantial further decline. Now, don't forget what they did. They just held the interest rates down so flippin' low for a long period of time just to artificially prop up the economy. Now, Adam Posson said this as well recently. I think yes, in the article they're referring to, I think it was in March. The UK productivity grew by just 0.4% a year from 2008 to 2020. Now, less than half the rate of the richest 25 OECD countries. Now, what does Poston attribute this Paulus performance to? Well, there's been a good case made, which I'm sympathetic to, though I don't think it's fully proved yet, that the low levels of public investment and investment in education since 2010, and then, when the austerity began, is a big part of this. Without overseeing it, but you also shouldn't ignore Brexit. Brexit, I just want my Brexit, they said, yeah. Well, Brexit is a trade war by the UK on itself. So Brexit is a trade war by the UK on itself. Yeah, we shot ourselves in the face. Disrupting trade with our longest standing, closest and most important trading partner. And it is it's a hit. A real hit to incomes. Now, Posson speaks not as an ideological Remainer, but as an, empirical economist. And he's more persuasive for it. I have to admit, when I watched that interview in 2016, it was like a board, like a panel, and included Adam Posson. It was extremely convincing, yet people still voted for Brexit. It was crazy. So the tribalism, the cognitive dissonance, as strong as Britain's weaknesses is the US's enduring economic heft, it now accounts for 58% of the G7's GDP, compared to 40% in 1990. Now, when I asked Poston about this under-examined trend, he began by reciting, America's own maladies, their pains, bad stuff. Now, there are so many things that go wrong, including civil violence, racial discrimination, throwing away 9 to 10% of the GDP a year, inefficiently in the healthcare, right-wing Republicans destroying the budget process. But with all those caveats, there fundamentally remains a secret sauce in the US. A combination of immigration and entrepreneurship, innovation, top-flight universities, scale, and increasing, sadly, geopolitical Dominance in a more conflictual, unsafe world provide boosts to the US purchasing power and relative incomes. Yeah, okay, the secret source. Yeah, well, Richie Sunak had a secret source, which I did in yesterday's live stream, where he said, "Are you ready for Richie?" And it's going to make the UK a science superpower and all that. You know, like Silicon Valley and I don't know, somewhere in the UK, but it hasn't panned out. We've had 3 visas of the, for the exceptional visas. 3 visas have been applied for. Yeah, 3. Hello, Mad Punk. Nuts. That's supposed to be some kind of science superpower. You can't attract anybody. No one's going to come on a visa scheme, especially when you cut yourself off from the horizon Europe. It makes no sense. Why would you do that? Why would you come to the UK, get a visa, have you, and work in the UK? You got to pay for this, remember? Then you got all the healthcare and all that sort of stuff, and that's been doubled in price. It's like $1,100 per person now. That gets very expensive. And if you've got a visa, you're not entitled to any benefits. It's part of having the visa, and I know for a fact, 'cause I've seen it for myself, and my son-in-law's visa. He's got a 10-year visa from, because he's Nigerian. So anyway, the combination of immigration and entrepreneurship, there we go, okay, dominance power, purchasing power, and relative incomes. So, Possum grew up in Brooklyn, Massachusetts. Massachusetts? Oh, I don't know. A town not dissimilar from Islington, where I lived when I was in the UK. His parents were both civil servants. His father for the US Air Force, and his mother from the Smithsonian Institution. And Possum's passion for economics is born of life experience. Now, both my parents were the children of immigrants in Toronto, Canada. Both grew up in genuine poverty, and they both had huge potential, but also life struggles, particularly my father, and that were imposed on them by social and economic conditions. I was pretty in the Bank of England. Bank of England governor, somebody like him. Somebody knows that, that the people actually matter, and not rhetoric, not trying to hold on to that Brexit lie. Because that's what Steve, whatever his name is, Bank of England governor, the current one. Well, during his time at the Bank of England, Boston was known as a dove, constantly voting in favour of loose monetary policy and ultra-low interest rates. But the facts have changed, and so Possum has changed his mind. Now, he defends that the bank's decision to raise the interest rate on the 3rd of August to 5.25%, and its highest level in 15 years. That's necessarily the response to the inflation surge. Now, either the government should say that they're resetting inflation targets to 3%, oh, blimey, it used to be 2%, or the bank has to raise rates further. And he concluded, I see what he's saying now. He concluded, now, what I think is not responsible or acceptable to say, we're just going to ignore the target indefinitely. Now, does he blame the bank for the UK's inflation problem? It didn't screw up much more than either the ECB, European Central Bank, or the US Federal Bank, all in which were behind the curve. I've said this, ages ago. This was when Andy Haldane, he was also in the Bank of England, and he left, I think it was last September, or was it September before? No, I think it was September before. And he basically was calling for interest rate hikes a year before they actually happened. Well, actually, more than a year before they actually happened. He said, we need to start doing it now, and then maybe we wouldn't have to hike them so far. But they didn't listen. With the UK's energy pricing system and the unavoided inflationary costs of Brexit, the reduction in the labour supply in certain areas, plus fiscal gains by successive Tory governments, and those are the real causes of inflation. Now, while he defends the bank, Boston also hosted a question and answers with the Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves during her recent trip to the US, and is sharply critical of Labour. He says, I think the priorities are out of whack. I would not be so afraid of being characterised as a tax and spend. I would be looking for places to raise taxes, including carbon taxes, wealth and property taxes. I would use that money not to pay down debt, but for public investment, to get rid of the two-child benefit limit. Well, as you are already aware, obviously, Sir Kidstarver, or Sir Kidstarver, whatever his name is. Yeah. Because he basically said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to get rid of it. He said he was gobsmacked that any Labour shadow cabinet member would speak in favour of it. Now, he is sceptical of Reeve's signature policy of securonomics. Oh my God. Securonomics, which advocates greater state activism and more protectionist industrial strategy, attempting to create an electric vehicle or battery industry in the UK. It subsidies a trade war with the EU and the US and China is a very bad idea. We don't have the power. We can't compete with the EU. We just can't. To start, we don't have enough people. Not enough customers. We don't have the means to make the stuff. We just can't get the materials. Everything has to be imported. Yes, I know with lithium, what have you. They got lithium mines that they're, going through various stages around the UK. You've got to process this stuff as well, remember. It's not just mining it. Now, as the former US Secretary Larry Summers said, one of the things that progressives are supposed to want to do is to prevent these races to the bottom of different regions bidding against each other to pay off businesses. Blimey. Let's just check the chat. I don't want to forget the chat. Oh! Did someone say a GSX 1400? I think somebody did. Top smoke. Okay, scroll up. Ooh. What do you want more? Treats. Oh, no, he does. He always wants more treats. Little bag of here, boy. You got to make an effort. There he is. He's a little devil, aren't you? Hmm? He knows where they are. Look at his eyes. Look at that. Is it Daddy? I want another one. Here comes the train. Oh, there you go. I'm playing Lee Anderson. There you go. Anyway. So, but yeah. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. I know. I'll make it down. I'm way up out the way, aren't I? Oh, crikey. Yeah. GXX 1400. You talk about my GXX 1400. Yeah, so it's old. It's 2001 it is. It's quite old. But it's it's city quick. A Mexican wave. Where are we? Ross owes me a one for what she did. Well, she bugged Pete's pensions up. Brexit was a reaction against austerity and lies. There is that to it as well. We can't. I know you voted for Brexit, and I'm sure you didn't vote because it was a racism, but that was definitely that was a card that was being played. Immigration. I mean, some of the rhetoric that was flying about. You realise that. Well, I've told you a story before. We had a little polar shop in Anglia Square in Norwich, on Magnan Street. Sorry, not Anglia Square, Magnan Street. It got torched. Burnt to not burnt to the ground, but basically burnt out. All the stock was gone. And it's just her and the daughter. And I got a fair dues to the people in Norwich. Money was coming from all different directions, and they sorted the shop out and what have you, and she's back in business again. But you can imagine how frightened she is, but people. What? And this was due to Brexit, due to racism, basically. People do be stupid now. People do be stupid. Stupid. It's hello Ben. It's the upward infection on pork that makes it more tragic, as if she is displaying some precious jewel to the party faithful. Selling cheese to I'm not going the wrong way, aren't I? Let's go a bit. There we go. Let's start a bit. I missed anything there? No. Lefty boat. Abner watched Michael Lambert reading out hate comments from Brexiters. The lack of education was striking. Oh, what on his comments? Now, that's something I want to do. But, it's going to be a bit awkward, though, because I have... there probably is a way, but I haven't worked a way of actually trying... It'd be nice if we could grab the comments and have a way of finding them, if you know what I mean. If I could find a way of doing that, I could do a live stream and all the best... or even videos, probably live stream actually. All the comments I'd like to comment on. You know what I mean? Or talk about. Because I get some very good comments on this channel. I really do. You get the numpties, and I do hide a lot of people because if people are being nasty and just outright racist and what have you, or just or trying to tell me you just turn the boats around or stuff like that, sink them, all that sort of crap. Well, then I just hide them so they can be in a little bubble. And they might think that they're, people can see what they're writing, but no, they're just talking to themselves. That's good, yeah, Michael Lambert. I like Michael Lambert. He's a lovely guy, he is. He's a nice bloke. And also he's got a really easy voice to listen to, hasn't he? Unlike me. Strained. Surprised you're still here. Well, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution sailed to 4 miles off Calais to rescue people. Good. Like, you remember when oh, crikey. That boaty boat face, Nigel Farage. He's accusing the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, wasn't he, of being traitors, so to speak, saving people. That's kind of what the job is. And all of a sudden, they're 400%. Their donations overnight went up by 400%. So the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, 4 miles off Calais, sailed 4 miles off Calais to rescue people. Good. Unfortunately, 6 people did die. Was it yesterday or the day before? And then you get that, the Sue Ellen Braverman, and there she is, pretending that she's concerned and, heart bleeds from all that sort of stuff. The same woman who told them that they were an invasion. These people, eh? Oh my giddy aunt! Sorry. I've said that all my life, pretty much. Although saying that, I haven't really said much on here much until recently. It's kind of been at the back of my mind, I suppose. Love to the kittens. Oh, so Larry the cat. Scroll on down. Make the Brexit workers like make a divorce work and still can't sleep with the ex. Damn, can't you? Well, you once loved and to have to watch them go out on dates with younger and more exciting partners. And better looking probably as well. Yeah, and no bare belly. I watched that too and I was flabbergasted. The thing is, I actually hide a lot of my Brexit comments quite quickly. What do you want? More treats? Oh, there we go. Too far up now. Open up new pork markets. Oh, dear. Even did the BB new for you. Oh. Mad Monk knew at work. When she said pork markets, she was thinking of later that night with a quatrain. Oh, is that what she calls it? Does she call it her pork market? Oh, home for. Oh, my giddy aunt. Oh, I'd have salmonella, wouldn't it? Well, we coli. Anyway, well, it mightn't be Legionnaires. Legionella. Well, selling cheese to the notoriously lactose intolerant Japanese market was genius, yeah. It's just like Boris Johnson wanting to sell whiskey to India. Yeah. Well, it's an upward inflection on pork that makes it more tragic, and she is displaying some precious jewel to the party faithful. Marcus, stop. If you want, keep pointing your finger and shouting at leavers for being stupid, ignorant, or evil. Crack on, lad. And how is this how you change people's minds? GSX 1400 need I say more. Well, the GX 1400 is one hell of a beast, I tell you. It's ridiculous. It's so torquey. Really torquey for a hefty bike, and it's long. It's a long bike as well. GX 1400. Oh, XS 750. An RD350. I had an RD350 years ago. Oh, yeah, my RD350. That was a white one. That was a nippy old thing, that was. Honda Goldwing. My friend's got a Goldwing. One of the older Goldwings. So it's quite a nice bike, actually. It's really smooth. And surprise, it looks really heavy, but it's actually really easy to, if you drop it, well, you basically can't drop it really because it's so broad on the bottom, but it's really balance, really good balance. We should have a moratorium and fingernomics for a while, and Bidenomics could easily rebrand as a Joe Economy. Oh, the CR250, yeah, blimey. Mark's the biggest fan. I thought you were more of like a C70 man. You know, the old Honda C70. What's the French story of that tragedy? What's the French story of that tragedy? What tragedy is that? I'm losing track. I'm out of sync here. I just bought some Amiga parts. Oh my giddy hell, what an old Amiga. What was it? Amiga 500. You realise some of those old consoles now are making good money, you know. As collectibles. I've just bought a Morelli ECU with a Motorola G8HC11, which is the same code as the Dragon. I don't quite... Yeah, okay. I would take a 90s Goldwing in a heartbeat. Yeah, it's a solid old thing. Oh, 1200. The thing that it's not a pocket rocket. The old Suzuki, but it's torquey. Really, you barely have to change gear. You know, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous bike. But you know, I call it a muscle bike. I call it the wind is in your flipping face. You like that? Being blown back, you are. So that light is terrible at the minute. I sold mine 20 years ago. Oh, I wish I kept it. I'll repeat it here then. Make Brexit work is not unlike make amputation work. And you may not approve the operation, but after the fact, you can only make it work out somehow or just fail. Well, you obviously got to try. But you know, God, this lighting is driving me insane. This looks so bad. Tell you what I might have to do. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that. Let's deactivate that. Let's bring that up. Oh, I have connected my camera. Why isn't the camera connecting? Right. Let's try that. Why am I upside down? Oh, you got to think on your head, you know. I'll tell you what, let's just reverse that, shall we? Can I do it on here? How about that? That's better, a bit better. Oh, hang on. Everything's... Stuff... What? That is right round, isn't it? Was it the wrong way round before then? No, it's wrong way round. Is it? Oh, crikey. Oh, technology, eh? There you go. Yeah. At least the colour's a bit better. That's a bit better. Right. Well, anyway, where was I? A little bit. Still a bit bright. That looks a bit glary. Oh, that'll do. Oh, they sent to try me that they are. So tax and spend. Oh, the IIRC. That's just a thing. The Dragon was based on the circuit design for the computer that the CPU manufacturer gave free when it sold them. I think it was the TI-99. That was pretty much the same as the Dragon. Oh my giddy, it's like blast from the past. This is. Blimey. All sorts of Democrats Australia. What, because I was upside down? Oh, after dark, yeah. You will still be angry at losing the limb and suing the butcher that did it, though. Yes. That's a good point, actually. So angry at the Brexiters, and many people are, aren't they, still? And you can't blame them. It's kind of how it is, isn't it? You know, it's, oh, there's no camera control. Cancel that. Okay. It's just such a shame, isn't it? It really is a shame. It's the mess and the damage that's been caused, and, you know, all because a whole load of numpties. They just want the Brexit. Yeah, just want my Brexit. Flipping hell. Oh, it's madness. Absolute flip madness. Put that there. Maybe I'll bring it down a bit. That's better. Heads up, please. Not content with ruining the sound. He's breaking the picture now. Is the sound okay, actually? Is the sound okay? I'm trying not to be too loud because I've got people sleeping above me at the moment. Yeah. Put the test card up. Make a BBC-style test card with Caroline in the middle and Wally. Oh dear, why am I so bright at the moment? That's really annoying. You would want at least the option of having it sewn back on and compensation. No. Well, okay, let's bring this back in again. But there's a few other things as well. I've got to think where I am now. So also, oh, wrong one. There you go. So number 10 appears to have forgot that the UK has left the EU in a tweet gaffe. Yeah. So that, number 10 appeared to forget that the UK had left the EU in a tweet gaffe in which it suggested that Britain was still a member of the bloc. Yeah, where is it? Okay. The UK is home to twice as many AI companies as any other EU country. The UK is home to twice as many AI companies. Okay. As any other EU country. As any. So Twitter users spotted that the previous post before it was deleted with a quick mock. I think we've all preferred the previous tweet, to be honest, wrote one Twitter user, while the other said, perhaps you can see what a terrible mistake leaving the EU has actually been. Well, it's been awful. Absolutely awful. We hate it. Well, done that one. Done that. Let's get rid of that. Just make it a bit easier. What's that one? And they've managed to spend 35 grand on ads. They've got an advertising campaign. They spent 35,000 with Meta, you know, Facebook. The idea is to deter the boat migrants. But apparently, the effect is it's targeted tourists instead. Yeah, the tourists got the wrong end of the stick. It wasn't clear. And there's crikey, a whole load of these ads have been flying around on Meta. And on the we don't know exactly what it costs, but the estimates going by Meta's advertising spending data, it's probably at least 35,000 for these ads, which has also caused damage for tourism. So God, that was noisy above, I tell you. Keep everything squeaking and moving up there. Oh God, do you reckon they're at it? I hope not. God, I'm not changing them sheets. Well, anyway, the one targeted Arabic speakers aged over 18, who had been recently in Brussels, while others were aimed at smaller groups, such as Vietnamese people travelling away from the family in Calais, and Arabic speakers who had just left Brussels with interest in Afghan sport. It's bizarre. How would you not notice that? It's fear-based and nastier from the Home Office in recent years. Yeah, as you know, the language is becoming very toxic, isn't it? You know, it started with Srila Braverman and said that it's an invasion, it is, and then she says, "Oh, poor people, they died." Yeah, make your mind up, woman. Make your mind up. Well, I thought this was quite interesting. If I can find it at where have I put it? Right, I will get back to what I was doing with Adam Posson, but remember that boat a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, that caught a light, and everyone jumped on the old bandwagon, and I didn't, but I do sometimes. But yeah, jumped on the old bandwagon to say it's because of electric cars. It was transporting electric cars, and they're saying it's because of the lithium batteries. Well, investigations have shown it is not. So, first inspection after the Fremantle Highway Fleet fire, electric vehicles are all in good condition, and there was no fire there. Right, let's bring it a bit bigger so you can see. So the situation, maybe bigger. Oh God, it's too big. I'll do. So the situation on the Fremantle highway carrier fire has taken an unexpected turn. Now, according to the statement from the DPA organisation, they quoted a representative from Boscalis, the company responsible for rescuing the cars. Let me just move this over a little bit. Rescuing the cars from the burn ship. That was pretty horrific, you know. It looked like, yeah, the fuel, what have you. I mean, as in like plastics and stuff like that. You know, from these cars, you expect it to be really intense. And if you look at the ship, it will show you a minute. You can see it's all burning on the side, as in all the paint is coming off. So hot, all the paint is peeling off on the side burning on the side of the ship. So, following the initial inspection, it appears that around 1,000 cars are in good condition. Of particular significance in the fact that this declaration also includes 500 electric vehicles. And initially, these vehicles were suspected of causing the fire, but they were later identified as the reason for the extended firefighting efforts. But they weren't the cause. Now, electric vehicles were completely unaffected by the fire. Now, so this is what they're trying to make out. But here it's saying here, on the night of the July 25th and 26th, a fire broke out in the North Sea near Fremantle's freeway, and the media immediately attributed an incident to an electric car catching fire, like sort of, you know, TV News and what have you. As editors of Electrotroros, I don't know if I pronounced it right, but there you go, we attempted to highlight the uncertain source of this information and the questionable nature of the message. Without passing judgment on the actual events, however, both the Polish and foreign media did not exhibit scepticism. When it was later revealed that there were not 25 but 498 electric cars on board, and the statement became more forceful. A significant number of electric vehicles were involved, leading to uncontrollable fires. Well, the fire was extinguished only a week later, on Thursday, August the 3rd, and the ship was finally towed to the port of was in the Netherlands anyway, around the same time, and it became known as the BMW Group cars. BMW, Rolls-Royce, etc. Mercedes and Volkswagen were on board. A total of, crikey, how the hell did you get 3,783 vehicles were on this ship. Flipping hell. We can see here, if you look at all these dark areas, that's where basically the sides of the ship had been burning. That's where the heat would be inside, burning all the paint off. Now, a total of 13% were electric, and the following day, the first commission arrived. Shortly after, representatives of the Boscalis company paired, which is tasked with the recovery of the undamaged vehicles. Now, they estimated that around 1,000 vehicles may return to market, so about a third of them, well, under a third actually. All of which were on the 4 lower decks. And there are 12 decks on that. 12 decks. It looks like, you know what these ships might be? It seems that there's so much freeboard, there's so much boat above the water in relation to what is actually under the water. You think they'd just capsize, wouldn't you? Well, the following day, the first commission arrived and shot damaged cars, and estimate that around 1,000 cars returned to market. So more importantly, head quoted that the head of Boskalis, quoted by the DPA agency, maintains that among these 1,000 units that are not damaged, there were 500 of them were electric vehicles, and they all seem to be in good condition. For clarity, it wasn't the electric cars that were burning. There was no fire on board involving them all. So there they were originally, not these people, but the press, what have you, saying that as what the cause of the fires, the electric cars, and because of the electric cars, the fires progressing more aggressively. But it appears that wasn't the case. Well, all the climate deniers and EV deniers and what have you, they always jump on our bandwagon, don't they, about the batteries and stuff, they're unstable and what have you, or they all blow up and what have you. I've had so many lithium-powered devices. I don't think I had one blow up. I've had things like, the batteries expanding and stuff like that, but that's about it. I've had a lead-acid battery blow up under my butt. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, a few weeks ago. Yeah, my ride on. So does this mean that electric car didn't cause the fire? Unfortunately, this theory is very strong, but it can't be supported based on the current data. So they don't know yet if it was the electric cause. After all, electric cars and single hybrids are allowed in the upper decks, and BMW and Mercedes offer the largest range of... So we don't know what actually caused it as yet, so that needs investigation. But it's not necessarily because of electric cars. Nobody knows yet. Now, we can be confident that they were not responsible for keeping the fire going, though, regardless of what the media might claim. Yeah. Because there weren't enough of them on the upper decks. They were mainly on the lower decks. Now, state of that, look. The heat. That heat. Crikey. As editors of the Saturday Times, our goal is not to obscure the situation, but rather to uncover the truth. Currently, there are no specific regulations governing the transportation of electric vehicles on ships. However, placing them in the lower sections of Fremantle Highway provides safety measure. For instance, the ship owner was prepared to submerge them if necessary. Basically, you take on water. And you did it with less freeboard and more boat under, more draft. Because you basically, kind of sink the boat a bit, It would make the boat very unstable, mind. Unfortunately, a fire occurred on the upper decks where the safe combustion engines were stored. Resolving this issue may take months, as mentioned that some cars melted on certain decks, and the company's initial plan is to pump fuel from the tanks, but there's a concern that the potential for the batteries to retain an electric charge. Damaging them during the transport could lead to unpredictable consequences. Well, if you worry about things like that, you'd be worried about having a car accident, wouldn't you? In an electric car. So, anyway, it doesn't look like it was the cause, anyway, at the very least, but because of where they were. Well, everyone's anti EV. Oh, yeah, I've got my doubts about him in some ways, but not to that degree. Where is my cat gone? Where is? Yes, Wally, I can see you, my boy. I can see you and I can hear you. Oh, okay, there you are. Already. Oh, okay. Well, if you ate your food, you wouldn't be hungry, would you? You wouldn't be hungry. I know. That's what I had. What are you flinching for? I'll do. You go lay down over there, my friend. Alright. Well. Back in the chat. Hide Wally up. Oh. I can hear your Airbnb loud. They are banging like a rocket horse on speed. They're right above me. I've got to be quiet. I could have gone in the shag, actually. I could have done it in there. There were 498 EVs on board, and now there's 500 left. That's a valid point. Or was it 498 in the? Well, I think they're just rounding that up, aren't they? A friend had a vape thing short out in his pocket. Oh, That's nasty. Crikey, there's been reports of those, because those things, not those things, just cheap, aren't they? Chinese rubbish, like those throwaway vapes. Just set like to your face. Not like you've got a beard, set like to your beard, that flaming beard, flame on. Yeah. That was my car, says Lee. Talking fires, the Crooked House. Oh, crikey. Should it be rebuilt? Most definitely. There's geezers out there that are stealing the bricks. And what about Wally? I was going to let my dog out. Dog treat. He didn't want to go out. He found a dog treat stuck behind a table leg. Yeah, crikey, that's got to be, arson, isn't it? It really has. You talk about that Crooked House. I don't know if you know the story of the Crooked House. It's that big wonky house in the UK, and it was a bit of a national icon. It was. Anyway, it used to belong to, I think it was the brewery was it Marston Brewery, and they sold it to for alternative use, so it's basically a private investor. Next thing we know, the thing catches fire. The lane leading to the Crooked Pub was blocked, so the fire engine couldn't get down at first. And then when the police and the fire brigade left, along comes a bulldozer and bulldozes it. Just like that. If that wasn't some form of corruption or arson and what have you, because probably they want the plot of land or something stupid. They don't want the Crooked Pub. They have a Crooked Pub. What else are you going to use it for? That's the thing, you see. What are you going to use that Crooked Pub for? If anyone's find a picture, if you haven't seen it. Let's get the old Crooked Pub. There you go. I'm sure. I've got surfboards coming up. What's up? Oh, they're whingy. Oh, there we are. Let's open that another tab. There we go. Let's bring that over here. There we go. Alright, there you go. That's the Crooked Pub. As you can see, it was crooked. And now it's just rubble. Literally rubble. There's a fire and now it's just rubble. Yeah, I think it should be a listed building, to be honest. Maybe it was, But it's a crying shame. And I just hope that there's a proper investigation and they get put in jail. I can't. There's no way this wasn't arson. They had the bulldozer come along and bulldoze as soon as the police left. That's just nuts. It's something you want to hide. You know. I'm sure that the police or the fire brigade would want to come back for a proper, to investigate, to do their, soon if they had doubts. But no. That was the Crooked Pub. And now it's just, a pile of rubble. So, there we go. All Shorts doesn't seem very good at wiring. What? It's not my pub. I've got my 17th edition wiring, electrical installation. Yeah, I did that years ago. It's not valid anymore because I think it's probably 18, 19, forgotten what it is now. A long time ago. Just the tip. The tip of what? Ban disposable vapes. Okay. After ban disposable vapes after the tip caught fire. Oh, where were they? What, in Scotland? Is that Scotland? I like to. Bert. Hey, hello, Bert. I like to troll on Brexit channels and blame and shame them. Oh, it's fun, innit? I like doing that. Sometimes I get to my head, it gets a bit heavy at times, but it's good fun. My Golf EV has been wonderful. Well, I didn't know. Flipping out, was it like a little milk float or something? You put the clubs in the back. I got it cheap with low miles, as Americans have a need for EVs to be very fast for some reason. Shipped from America and trucked to Prague for $2,000. Blimey, that is cheap. That's really cheap. Crikey. My car is 8-year-old diesel and has 130,000 miles on it, and still more eco-friendly than a new EV. Had its hydrogen cleaned today, and it still meets the ULEZ requirements. Well, do you know what? I would say you're right. That is more environmentally friendly, because at the end of the day, you're not building another car. But if you're in a position where you need to replace your car, then maybe it makes sense to go for electric. It depends what you're after, really. I'm not there to tell people what to get. I can't afford an EV anyway, so it's just well, hello, Sebastian. I've got the white one now. Yeah, so yeah, mine is a 2005 Transalp, and it's a bit beat up and what have you. You know, it still keeps going though. You know, it's been a pretty reliable car. It's had its faults, but it's been a pretty good car. Two grey muzzles that they are, yeah. But treats taste better. Yum, 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 yum. Treats aren't. He's got his eye on his treats. He has. It's definitely a little bagger, isn't he? He's a right little devil. The viable cars are basically those under the surface level. Make of that what if you will. Oh, maybe, yeah. Over the past year, more than 90,000 EVs have caught fire in China. Interestingly, the leading EV manufacturer, BYD, has been involved in the largest number of fire incidents. That's what happens when you buy Chinese crap. Yeah, I know not everything in China is rubbish, but crikey, some of it's crap. My phone, for instance, that's Chinese. It's a OnePlus 7 Pro, and it's a really good phone. Well, I bought it for my son. Yeah, off my son, because he's always updating his phones. He said, I don't know why, but he is. And this phone's really capable. I do a lot of my videos using this phone, as you see with the little lens hood. There's a pop-out lens on this. It's a stupid idea. The camera comes out the top, but yeah, it's a really good phone. And you know, I would definitely buy. It's my second OnePlus, and I'll definitely buy them again. Yeah, a bit like a gaming phone. They're really powerful phones. Lots of memory, lots of power in the processor, and what have you. So, a new EV doesn't become more environmentally friendly than an existing car for 8 to 10 years. Depends how many miles you do, doesn't it? Yeah, and where you get that electric from. Got a little Perno. That's from our new guests, our Airbnb guests. Where does the hydrogen come from, though? The thing about hydrogen, there's two main ways of producing hydrogen. One isn't relatively environmental, and the other one isn't. They use huge amounts of energy to produce it, but they produce like these. I think it's in Scotland where they're building a hydrogen plant, and they're using offshore wind to convert to the electrolysis to create the hydrogen. But you've got to make the wind turbines. Now at the moment there's a big craze regarding these, say craze, not really terms of it, they're building a lot of wind turbines used out of wood. But needless to say, there's a lot of trees. A hell of a lot of trees. Now, I ain't got a problem with that actually, as long as, you know, they're using, you know, they're replanting trees, so this becomes sustainable, especially if they're using pines or cedar and stuff like that. See, we need really, I think in Europe, there's no reason why it wouldn't grow here. We need to grow more cedar. Now, cedar is quite a fast-growing tree. It has a very clean grain and what have you, and it's very easy to split. It's what, you know, all the shingles now on, you know, a lot of the houses and what have you, and stick-built houses in the US. A lot of those shingles that they put on are cedar. And you literally slice a log and you split the shingles, and they last years, absolutely years. Hello, Carpenter. EV carbon brake, even point currently in Norway 8K, fuel coal 80K. Carbon brake. Chinese cars are hot selling vehicles. Hot selling vehicles. Is that a pun? I think so. Oh, you do a wee wee. It's all you want. What you do. Dogs, eh? Dogs. What do you do? Little chair. You got to put your apron up, see? That was not by choice. Where does hydrogen come from? Here we go. A lot to be said for quiet and clean air as well. Yes, most definitely. That's a valid point, actually. Because, not before me going to cities and towns and stuff, that smell. Now, when I was back in Norwich last time, I was biking about a lot on a push bike. I do like bikes. And going around the city and what have you on a push bike with all those fumes and what have you, makes you wonder what, it's supposed to be healthy doing this. It's not. You're inhaling all this nasty particulate crap coming out of the exhaust of these diesel cars and buses. Oh, buses are the worst. Oh, crikey. The leggy I use comes from hydro and nuclear, and I do pay a premium for that. Yeah, are you sure it's directly from there? Because what they tend to do is like, it's like offset, isn't it? Like for instance, these companies, they buy electricity from these places, but not necessarily electricity you're getting, but you're paying for it, if it makes any sense. They still aren't more environmentally friendly than the public transport in cities, though. Public transport in cities is stinky unless you've got trams like we have here in France. You need trams. Yeah. What's going on with my lighting here? Something's not right here. It's all gone weird. A funny colour. Don't like it. No. That was sort of okay a minute ago. Now I look ridiculous. What's going on? Why do I look so ridiculous? And that ain't giving me access to the camera. Okay, what if I open that up now? It's all gone pear-shaped, I'm just going to deactivate that and I'll open that up to see what happens. No, it's not connecting. Oh dear. Oh well. I'll have to worry about that later. I should put my other little camera in there. That seems to work really well. Is it me or is it we two? Actually, do you know what it might be? Might be good on a flight. I'll turn it down. I'm not sure it turned up. That's better. I look red though. Oh my giddy aunt, I can't win. It's probably wearing a blue shirt. It's probably turning my face red. Never mind. I have to be red. I could go black and white instead. I could do that. Right, anyway, so where were we? Still untouched on after stuff I want to touch on. So number 10 appears to have forgot that he had done that. That's not that interesting. Adam Possum. Carry on with that one. That one we don't need. That one, done that one. What's that one? No, can't do that. That's done. Tories. We risk being seen as a nasty party again. Or senior Conservatives, apparently. Moderate Tories fear that the party's attack on human rights will alienate many voters. Yeah, they look really weird. What's going on? Alienate many voters. Okay, what if I use the other camera? Why am I upside down again? Well, at least I'm not red now. A bit bright, but at least I'm not red. So anyway, oh, crikey. So let's go on to that. Configure that. Nope, it doesn't want to know. Right, I'm going to go back, cancel. Anyway. So bright. So, yeah, moderate Tories, they fear that have been seen as the nasty party. Yeah, again. Hang on, that's the wrong way round again. Oh my Gideon, it's all gone. Oh, everything's gone pear-shaped. Oh, crikey. Okay, let's just sort this out. Alright, let's see what that one. Oh, blimey. Da 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 da. God. Ooh, my giddy aunt, I'm just so bright. It's really annoying me. Oh, crikey. Anyway, that's not right. Don't look at myself. Don't like it. Right. Anyway. So, moderate Tories, they fear that the party's attack on human rights. Mike! Is that what someone sent me something? How did that happen? I must have actually pressed a button. Got a button there, you see. Cheers for that, friend. No sound. Cheers. Have I been talking to myself again? I think so. How long ago? When was that? Can't hear you. No sound, no sound, no sound. Audio, speak up. No sound, no sound. That must be when I moved the flipping mic stand back. Anyway, okay. So there have been... I'll start again. So we're at risk of being seen as a nasty party again. Warns senior Conservatives. So Richie Sunak is under increasing pressure from his party this weekend over his pledge to stop the boats crossing the channel. It follows another week that ended in channel deaths after the capsizing of the boat, which, 6 people died, didn't they? So it's pretty horrendous. Well, the total number of people making the dangerous crossing since 2018 rose above 100,000. And now my dog is at the wrong door. Oh my God, it's all going wrong. Oh, they're pain in the derriere, they are. Blimey. They can't make up what doors come in. Alright, there you go. Anyway, wait. So, the cabinet minister has now said that among those expecting the party back, quitting the European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR, that ain't going to happen in this government. That's not going to happen. No. That'd be a long, drawn-out process. and also it needs a referendum. The only way they could actually get that through is if they do the next general election, they had it in their manifesto, and then they could push it through then, couldn't they? But as it stands, it isn't going to happen. There's Sebastian. A nuisance. Where's the other one? Oh, he's there. Oh. So the ECHR, basically, quitting. That ain't going to happen. That would be so devastating if that happened. Can you imagine it? Flipping hell. Yeah, what about the Good Friday Agreement? You're literally thrown out of the pram as well, aren't you? So, Robert Jenrick, remember him? Oh, crikey. The immigration minister said that the government would do whatever is necessary. They've been saying this for donkey's years, haven't they, really? To force its plans through. However, the increasing hostile rhetoric from the right has led to growing alarm on the party's more moderate wing, and its MPs warned that any threat to leave the ECHR will just put off more voters in the blue wall seats in the south east, where support is already under threat. So it's not going to help them. No, it'll just cripple them even further, which would be a good thing. Hopefully, we get more Green votes. Well, David Lidington, the former Justice Secretary and de facto Deputy Prime Minister under Theresa May, said that the talk risked damaging Britain's global standing, aiding its international enemies, and causing electoral damage. In raw political terms, I think they are ignoring the risk that a lot of people who traditionally have voted Conservative would find such a move very offensive. It's their rights as well as your rights as well. It's not just, for human rights from migrants and what have you. No. So they will want to see the Conservative Party that sticks by treaties and which is seen as on the side of human rights as at a time when the human rights are under attack from our genuine ideological foes around the world. No, actually, human rights are they've been attacked from within by the Tory party. They really are. That's why we have the ECHR in the first place. It's actually to protect the people from, government. Look at the government we've got at the moment. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Trippy, trippy, trippy. Oh, who's that? Mark's biggest fan says, Mike, you muppet. Okay. You know what I need? The little light there, I can't see it because there's knobs on the right on top of it. But I need that. It's my pop shield. So, I can't make excuses now. Maybe I put a little thing on that. I might glow through it. Might be an idea. So, yeah, sorry about that. The Tories have silenced him, more than likely. Yeah, but they already want to re-educate me. Put me in a camp and re-educate or plug me in. Oh, silence is golden. Mark's a big fan. When you produce energy away from a city, a plant with scrubbers, you are far better off using EVs than fuel-powered vehicles. Sound. Someone's found the sound icon. Reverse polarity, Doctor Who. It's all gone a bit big dong. Yes, that has. You're talking about me, aren't you? It was better without sound, says the vicar. You sod. Not more than mass transit though. Pedal power. Yeah, are you talking about mass transit through or pedal power? Yeah, what's wrong with pedal power? That's all right for the Flintstones. Why not for you? No sound now. Stop faffing and stop with stuff. Stop faffing with stuff, Marcus. Or try induce epilepsy. Oh, I see. Only missed a couple of minutes. Okay. Yeah, cheers for that, Johnny. I know what happens. I pushed the microphone back and actually pressed the button there. See it, just that one. Sound on. I hope. Actually, if I had the meters up, I'd be a little bit less likely. Well, they are up. They're there. Audio mixer. Oh, she's not showing. There you go. Oh dear. So let's go back. Oh, there you go. I'm a metalhead. Oh, okay, Joel. But I respect everyone. Music for me is like ice cream. There are flavours you like and like more or dislike, and I like good music. I've got a rather eclectic taste of music. I have, reusing existing vehicles is more environmentally friendly than making new EVs. The only thing is, we always need more vehicles. We wouldn't have a second-hand market unless there was a new market, would we? And if we didn't produce any new vehicles, well then, quite frankly, we'd just end up increasing the price and the cost of second-hand vehicles. We saw that through the pandemic as well, though, and also with Brexit as well. You know, making it harder for more expensive. British global standard is so low. Well, he could easily jump over it. I bet he could. Did you stop playing with your knob? What? Or knobs? Or Marcus has in knobs. Oh yeah, these knobs. Okay, I get you now. You've been saucy. Dust to dust audit would find EV vehicles are not that green. I can't see how they can't be as green as you still got to build the car for a start, you know. If you're talking about a internal combustion engine, you still got to build that. Still got a load of shit in it that, quite frankly, is technical. It's, various plastics and shit like that. And okay, you got a hell of a lot of lip and copper being used in EVs, haven't you? So I imagine there are permanent magnet motors, I imagine, in those things. The fact that a simple technique of reducing pollution in cars using filters has not been used tells us a lot about the eager industry wanting to sell electric cars. Yeah, but don't forget, we had an eager industry selling us fossil fuels as well. They've been screwing us, God knows how long, and they've been screwing us with doing this cost of living crisis as well, and the price of energy and what have you. How much money they've been making? Ooh, annoying fly. So, where are I? Okay. Now the Bibby Stockholm. Oh, actually, where are we? Bibby Stockholm. As you're probably aware, a load of people got taken off Bibby Stockholm. It didn't yesterday's live stream, and because there was Legionnaire's disease found. The virus for Legionnaires, or bacteria, and which gives you Legionella disease. And some people on that ship have already been found to be ill already. So it might be just a coincidence, but it doesn't look good. Where are we? Well, it's really annoying, buddy. So.
The group were informed in a letter that they were being moved, but not told to stop drinking the water. And in another development this evening, Sky News has been told 3 migrants who were on board the barge have begun to feel unwell.
Heather is in touch with 10 of the group.
I got a message to say that when they arrived, the rooms were unclean and the sheets hadn't been, and the sheets were dirty.
She says they're tired and traumatised.
A lot of them feel that their safety isn't being taken as a priority. A lot of them heard about the fire concerns and now they're hearing about the water. And they really feel like they're not being valued as humans.
In a statement, a Home Office spokesperson said the health and welfare of asylum seekers remains of the utmost priority.
I'm absolutely shocked to see that the Home Office, with its thousands of employees and its resources, has failed in some of the most basic checks.
Well, it's shocking and quite extraordinary, isn't it? We've been saying for weeks that the Bibby Stockholm is entirely inappropriate to house asylum seekers and refugees. We've been saying that for a number of reasons, which viewers will be well aware of: fire safety, overcrowding, and the like. What absolutely shocked us perhaps most was you showed just now the letter that was issued to those on board. We knew several things. First, this news broke on Sky first, as far as we were concerned. We were then in touch with people on board who hadn't been told at that stage. They hadn't been briefed. They didn't know what it was about. There were then confusing stories passed around on the boat. This is fake news. It's okay. All we need to do is change the shower heads. You'll be going off for 24 hours. All sorts of interesting stories going on. And then finally, some 6 or 7 hours later, they were taken off the barge. When we were talking to them, in the first instances, although they didn't know what had happened, more crucially, they hadn't been told critical things like don't drink the water, don't take a shower. This is really dangerous to your life. And so, shocking. The other thing, of course, is that the letter reveals, the actual letter given to those on board shows that the original tests, the water sampling, were taken on the 25th of July. Now, we've heard since that those results were available to the contractors or by the contractors on the 7th, and that's the day people moved on board the barge, and also that the Home Office apparently became aware of this on the 9th of August. So what on earth happened in between? So when the Home Office issues a statement saying the health and safety and welfare of the asylum seekers are our top priority, well, frankly, that doesn't seem to be the case. What I'm interested to know, who's going to take the blame for this? I mean, last week it was charities for getting in the way, lefty lawyers for raising unreasonable challenges that use the Home Office's own criteria for those challenges. Who's it going to be next week? It'll probably be...
Briefly, should heads roll?
Well, undoubtedly, heads will roll, because this seems to be the way things are at the moment. If it's not the charities to blame, that's the lefty lawyers to blame, and probably next week it'll be the civil servants to blame for not picking this up in time.
It's about right, isn't it? The lefty lawyers. And I got... Oh, crikey. And now we've got this as well. Let me show you. Government distances itself from lavatory SAR. Claims it is mocked over public toilet strategy. Says the Equalities Minister, Kemi Baladoc. Equality, that woman, quite frankly. Weighs in a new culture war, a crackdown on gender-neutral loos. Oh, a leaked video appears to show Richie Sunak mocking trans people. Oh, that's well, I haven't seen that. Oh, I've got blew an ad. Oh, ads. And you have to watch the whole flipping thing. Like it's about right, isn't it? How annoying is that? Flipping ads. It's some film, Morgan Freeman, Nicole Kidman. It's a Paramount movie. Oh, there we go.
At the same period of time over the period, you may have noticed energy security. It shows his spectacular misjudgment and why he's completely unfit to lead our country. And at the same period of time over the period, you may have noticed Ed Davey has been very busy. Like me, you have probably seen that he was busy trying to convince everybody that women clearly had penises. And I was reflecting, you all know I am a big fan of everybody studying maths to 18. But it turns out that we need to focus on biology to 18.
He's a bit of an idiot, isn't he? He really is. So, yeah, independent is all very well, but crikey, adverts. So, I've got to make the money somewhere, so I've got to make the money somewhere. So, register for free, I've done that already, so close that. Oh, no, I have done already. Richie Sunak's government has distanced itself from the idea of the lavatory czar after it was mocked after, well, its new public toilet strategy. Mr. Sunak and his Equalities Minister, Kemi Baladoc, were ridiculed following the report that the government was planning to introduce a toilets commissioner to address the closure of public toilets. So, but it's understood that the plan is not being considered, although it was discussed in Parliament after being raised by a Labour MP. There we go. By a Labour MP. And it was rejected by the government amid fears that it would, increase bureaucracy. It came as the government waded into culture row over bathrooms, announcing plans to crack down on gender-neutral toilets. New shops, public buildings and offices will be ordered to provide single-sex facilities as the PM and Baladoc engaged in the war on woke. I really hate this war on woke, because like I've said a million times before, it's just been weaponised, isn't it? It really has been weaponised. Well, it's a row with transgender rights groups on the issue, and launching her new crackdown. The Equalities Minister said that the widespread switch to gender-neutral toilets had removed the fundamental right of women and girls to privacy and dignity and safety. Well, not be funny. You got cubicles, so there's privacy anyway. So you don't, what about us geezers? We have urinals. You see each other's winkies. Don't cross the streams. Don't do it. No. So trans rights groups have argued that gender-neutral toilets can help to combat discrimination, since trans people can face difficulties using male and female toilets. But the Sunak government argues that the communal cubicles and hand-washing facilities had led to dignity and privacy concerns among women who feel unfairly disadvantaged. Okay, some women will be. But, you've got to do something. We're all different after all. But we are. That's how I say it anyway. So, hey, phone box chicken. We've got phone box chicken. Hello, phone box chicken. Yeah, soon let's try and do a Boris there. Like he is. Heads won't roll because they never do. That's a valid point. They don't do. They get away with murder every time. Because you and I, we've been in prison for the stuff that he's locked up to. You Michelle Mone, how come she ain't locked up? Okay. Mind and pack the thing I ordered yesterday in a reasonably sized box for them. For the item. Oh, okay. Don't know what that's about. You finished work, everybody? Well, peeps. Oh, you're off to work. Take it. Have a good night, won't you, mate? Don't work too hard. Don't have the booze here in the room cupboard. A bunch of school kids and they very. Cheers, buddy. Portugal build a solar car, completely viable, that won prizes in international contests, and the tech was supposed to be developed 5 years ago. Yeah, suppressed probably, isn't it? Take care. Have a good shift, Mad Monk, says Vincent Brennan. Sunbathing at the North Pole for holidays, anyone? Oh, wonderful. With all that reflection, you get sunburn on your butt and your front. So, mind the pack. Where are we? You need an electric storage near most dwellings for some definition of near. What? You need... No, What have I missed? Electric cars are not the solution. You need new big and fat copper wires in every street. Infrastructure. Now, my argument with that is we need more local production. You could say maybe these micro power stations, I can't remember what they're called now, micro nuclear plants or something might be the answer, because at the moment we're transporting electricity across the country, whereas we had electricity produced locally. And that's a good thing about all these solar roofs and what have you, like they're doing solar canopies like they're doing in France. There's so many of them. They're popping up all over the place at the moment. But that's local production for local use. Goes straight into the grid and gets gobbled up by local businesses. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, because you haven't got all these high tension, you've got less load on the high tension cables, all the overheads. Power lines from Scotland. If you have more local production, that's what you need, I think. The idea that the fact that we don't have solar panels on our roofs like we should do. I know some people, we're in England, we don't get that much sun. You get enough sun for solar panels, especially modern panels. You really do. They require a lot less sun. They just need light, and not necessarily bacon flip and heat. No, in fact, actually, when solar panels get hot, they're less efficient, and that's why solar panels are more efficient when on the ground than they are when they're on the roof, because they don't ventilate very well. A bunch of school kids. I've done that one already. Scroll down. Elon Musk. Yeah. No, I don't believe every word Elon Musk says. I know you're referring to Steve, poor Steve McGowan. Yeah, the thing is, though, you say... For me, I still think electric is the way. I do. It's early days, isn't it? It's early days. We've come a long way. But if we don't do, we'll never be on that journey. We'll never find out. We'll never get the answers, will we? you know, it will improve in time. Look at the size of batteries now. You look at that battery in your mobile phone, the amount of power in that battery. If that was like 20 years ago, it would be the size of a brick, wouldn't it? You know? So we have to, we've got to go on that journey. And the only worry I have is we're going to have a hell of a lot of cars that are going to be rendered useless. And recycling them is not necessarily going to be that environmental. Everything has a lifespan, doesn't it? And even though they say, oh, the battery's going to last 10, 12, 15 years, well, they do degrade. They do degrade quite rapidly, you know. And about 80% of the capacity within a certain period of years. Obviously, depending on the battery. I've just noticed all shirts looks like a Wetherspoons plate. I hadn't noticed, thank you. Oh. I never pee right in the middle in public toilets. I always pee on the seat and sit down to pee. I always pee on the seat and sit down to pee. Why? That's a bit weird. If we upgrade our electricity network, then Sunak will just steal the extra lecky fees from Paul quicker. No, he's already sorted that one out. Yeah, he changed the infrastructure to suit, didn't he? Hello, Reagan. Ultras always wear the nicest shirts. Oh, cheers, buddy. That's well, it's a bit manky, really. But I quite like linen shirts. I like linen stuff, really. They wash. You see. Anything with polyester in doesn't last 5 minutes. I think folk missed the important dust-to-dust statement, including copper, lithium mining, and Google lithium mines pics to show how clean EVs are. It depends on where the lithium's coming from. If you're talking about like cobalt coming from Congo and stuff like that, if you go by if you buy into the pictures you've seen, they're pretty awful, I must admit. But much of the lithium what have is going to be coming from Australia, because the CPTPP. If you're talking about battery production in the UK, or if our mines in the UK are a success. But don't forget though, also the actual processing of lithium is obviously if you mentioned it there as well, aren't you? The processing of mining, the processing of lithium is a dirty business itself. How environmentally friendly is the production of batteries, solar panels, and so on? And how long do they last? Well, solar panels last. Well, solar panels keep lasting until they stop producing, but they will degrade in about 20-25 years. But don't mean to say they'll stop producing. They'll carry on producing, just not as efficiently as they was before. What we need is obviously ways of recycling. The more recent solar panels, they found ways of producing recyclable solar panels. I think the biggest problem with solar panels is the fact that the actual, whether it be the polycrystalline or the monocrystalline, or what was the other one, moxylene, or which are the cheap, nasty ones. But you got the polycrystalline, which is the ones that look all like a bit kind of like loads of little slices, and then you got monocrystalline, which is literally a full slice, and they're the most efficient. Well, I think the biggest problem with them is that they're bonded behind the glass. That's where I see the problem. And how do you separate it in the recycling process? But these are all things that we'll sort out. Well, we have to go on this journey. It'll be funny. There's nothing new about electric, and there's nothing really new about solar panels. They've been around for donkey's years, and as soon as people were worried, I've got to take my IC, internal combustion engine car away, and now everyone's kicking up a fuss and find all the negatives about electricity, about solar panels. We are 70% efficient here on electricity, on solar. We do self-consumption here, so we're still on the grid. But we produce most of the electricity ourselves, and it's a no-brainer. If I say that my bill is cheaper, well then doesn't it make sense? And it wasn't expensive, but I installed it, so I didn't pay some overpriced engineer to actually install our solar panels. I just done my research and created a timber framework to put them on and face them in the direction at the angle they need to be. It's not rocket science. They just plug and play. They come with the leads attached. If you can do it parallel or in series or whatever voltage you want to get out of them for your inverter. It's not difficult. Those companies that give you package deals and what have you, well, they quite frankly they're raking it in. They're making huge amounts of money for doing very little. Okay, the point of actually getting to the grid and what have you, if that's what you do, if you're doing grid tie, well then you have to involve obviously your electricity provider and what have you. You got to get yourself a separate contract and all that sort of that. But if you're doing self-consumption, you don't need to worry about that. As long as you're not feeding the grid, you're fine. Basically, when you self-consumption, everything you produce, you want to use. So that's basically how we do it. But we were on a battery system, but we came off the battery system as a pain in the neck because you have to have dump loads and all sorts of stuff to think about, so you don't overcharge your batteries. Especially if you've got wind turbines and that as well. Oh, no, Reagan, take care, buddy. I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep. Is it my sensual voice? Is that what's doing it for you? With that gal, I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I was going to wear my other shirt, which is like a salmon pink colour. Yeah, but I didn't. Actually, electric and steam powered cars were around the beginnings of the car. That's very interesting. During the war, they had gas, used town gas and big sacks on, big balloons on the roof. As far as our lithium needs to, we could get it all using nothing but seawater and look at the salt batteries as well. So seawater and solar panel solar power that we already collect. We could get it all using nothing more but seawater and solar power. Solar power. Didn't know that. In the Netherlands, we have Dora. We can see you. In the Netherlands, we have problems with the power grid. And too much solar panels and power on the grid. You're not using it when you need it, basically. I think what's it? Got too much power. What's that? Oh, God, we're going to fit. Oh, crikey. I just thought my dog was having a fit. But he was just crying because he wanted something. Caroline came down. I could hear this crying. When he has a fit, like an epileptic fit, he puts out it's like, they call it a death cry. It's flipping frightening. So, yeah. He's been getting a few fits recently, so, he's on medication for it. All Shorts is like an unkempt, unshaven version of the Curious Droid. Am I a bit unkempt? I do wash. Oh dear. Yeah, I just clip back. I can't be bothered, Take me for what I am. It's me. It's just me. There are lots of emerging electrical storage technologies that use environmentally friendly, cheap materials that aren't suited for EVs, but perfect for home or industrial storage. We've got room, I suppose. Some are quite big, like the salt batteries and stuff like that. They're quite large, and also quite some of them don't. They can't deal with large amounts of load all at once, but they're great for storage. Again, dust to dust. How are lithium batteries disposed of? Well, that's a problem. That's what we'll have to deal with, isn't it? But what about uranium? I wish they'd do something about the mosquitoes in the Netherlands. I don't know anything about the mosquitoes in the Netherlands. You got a lot of mosquitoes. Got a fair bit of water, I suppose. Helping farmers save water. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to click off in a minute anyway, because I'm really getting tired now. Oh my God, they've done 3 hours. Getting out of control again, haven't I? I really am getting out of control. I haven't done everything I wanted to do. I've gone right off track. I have. Look, my dear wife, she's behind me now. She's looking at me. She's giving me the looks. Well done. She's in a dressing gown. No, well, a night dress. Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kicking off now, Dom. I am gonna call it. I am. Anyway, let's scroll to the end here to see what's going on here. I've been bitten to death in the last 3 days. There's a lot of mosquitoes about at the moment. Apparent car hydrogen is not the problem. Getting the hydrogen where the car needs it. Well, you've got to store them and stuff, haven't you? You're worrying about electric cars blowing up. Hydrogen is pretty volatile, you know. Look at the Hindenburg. I've been bitten to death. Ooh. Right. Hello, Casper. But unfortunately, I'm gonna kick off now. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. And thanks to Super Chats. Thanks to the spanners. One of the spanners is not Hex. It's gone to work now. It's MadMonk33. So yeah, thanks to everybody who is join us tonight. And it's nice to see you. Nice. Wow. That was a bit erratic, wasn't it? That was a bit of an erratic stream, that one. Yeah, everything was going wrong. And I look so bright as well. That's really bugging me. Sort that one out. Probably just a case of plugging things back in again. Usually it's. Anyway, time for me to go. So excited to tie your nose. So, yeah, what can I leave you with? I ain't got everything sorted out on this computer yet either. Oh, blimey, I'm such a mess, I am. Oh, I am. Well, Bings, I mentioned Richie Sunak. I think we're going to have to do Richie Sunak's promo video. So thanks again for joining us, and you have a lovely week. Don't work too hard. No. Especially if you're a hugger. No, don't do it. Ta-ta.
I will unite our country, not with words, but with action. I will work day in and day out to deliver for you. Whoop-de-doo!
Hello, Joe Biden here.
Mr. President, it's Rishi Sunak. How are you?